them in?
If we
I'm
know
guessing I can. No, I meant can I physically do it?
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
If they have a blue spanner, you can bring them in.
Yeah, obviously. But no, what I'm saying is, I mean, if Ron went and then come back, I could bring him in because I've got what I mean is, have I got the controls to do it?
Yeah, you've got the highest admin on here.
So I have the power to destroy your channel.
Gary Trigg, that's who I'm thinking of.
Be my guest. I wouldn't miss it. I'd get some sleep.
Yeah.
How the bloody hell do you go on?
I'm up to like 30 odd hours of streaming a week now.
Every week I get a little poll from Virgin Media. Today's poll question is, because the Celebrity Bake Off for Stand Up for Cancer is back, there's a whole host of famous faces battling in the tents to be named Star Baker. So we're asking, what is the best cake of all time? Lemon drizzle cake, chocolate cake, carrot cake, and Victoria sponge.
A lemon drizzle.
I'm going to vote for one I can fit in my gob.
See, I would go Victoria sponge. It's just simple but perfect.
Yeah.
Lemon drizzle all the way.
Lemon drizzle's nice, but it's a bit of an adult cake, isn't it?
Yeah.
No.
Lemon drizzle.
And I know if Pan's who's the American guy who likes carrot cake?
Snowy.
Yeah.
Snowy does.
I know he kind of has an orgasm if you just mention the word carrot cake. Well, I'm voting Victoria sponge, guys.
No,
Thanks for voting. Trouble is, I don't get the results.
What do you want Jaffa cake for?
What?
No Jaffa cake option.
No, that's a bit.
Scale Model Garage has just joined us. Welcome aboard.
Yeah.
I'm joining from Penny's, I think.
Oh.
Gary
How
T.
do you know? How can you tell?
Educated guess. Look at your chat on your channel.
It just says he's on YouTube, but he has got an unlimited thing in the top corner.
Yeah. I'm sure that is Gary Trigg.
Okay. I mean, I appreciate the views on my channel. Thank you very much.
Yeah, you got 4 watching on yours at the minute, Penny.
Yeah. It is. Thank you very much. Thank you. I appreciate the sub. I've never needed subs so bad. I need 3 subs.
Yeah, to notch up.
Yeah.
Well, hang on then.
Because I need 3 subs, or I need someone else to lose 3 subs, or a combination of the 2. That's all I want. That's all I want.
Right. We're going to do that right now. Hang on.
No, don't cheat.
No, we're going to do it right now. We're going
to because I've built my channel up through hard work.
Yeah.
I haven't bought subs. I haven't begged for subs. I don't spam Facebook groups. Nope. Oh, here's my latest video.
Yeah.
So there's some groups you go in and you look
Penny, just mentioning subs, you've just done it. You just spammed subs.
No, I know I have just done, technically, but you know what? I've never begged for subs in my life. And until now,
2 seconds. I've just put Penny's link into the chat. If you're not a subscriber to Penny, let's help her out. 3 more subs is going to make Penny jump for joy and do a little jig, right?
Oh, absolutely.
If I don't get 3 subs in 5 minutes, the cat's being thrown in the air.
No, you're not throwing any of them cats in the air because I will come round.
How are you, my little darling? You have been so good.
Subs, I want to see that.
Do you know what? I figured this one out. So in the mornings before I leave work, I throw treats on the treat tree.
That's right, yeah.
I call it the treat tree. And I sit there and I go, treat tree. She doesn't go up. Instead, she just sits looking at me sad in the hallway. And I think, see, Shadow's up there. Shadow's like, food, woomph, I'm up there. But I think she associates the treat tree with me leaving the house.
Yeah.
I might be giving her more credit than she deserves, but that's my theory.
It could be. It could be the sort of thing that she probably feels that she's much safer with you around, type of thing, or whatever.
Well, I think it's company. I mean, I don't fuss around with her all day, but like every time I if I go to the bathroom and she happens to be in the hallway, she gets a little bit of a stroke, and then I do what I do.
Penny, have you checked your subscribers?
No. See, I feel bad now because you pretty much said I begged for subs, and now I've got them.
Yep. Exactly.
Mate, I don't mind.
Oh my God! Thank you very much, everybody. So, how many of those 7 subscribers are you, Terry?
I don't have special accounts like that.
Okay. How much do I owe you, Terry?
Nothing. Nothing, not a penny.
No, I don't know how much it costs to buy subs these days.
You
I've
know
never done
as
it.
well as I do. When I like a channel, people don't even have to come on the panel. You know, I will advertise that channell. It's like Dutch Dave. You know what I mean?
So on to the next target. I desperately need 91 more subs.
Well, we've only got 28 people watching right now.
No,
Sorry.
it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah,
My subs have gone up a little bit faster than normal lately. I know why.
Yeah.
But I know the rate that they go up. And Linda, how are you? So can I just show this one off? So this lovely lady is one of the most wonderful people ever. She is actually my cat sitter. The job she does is absolutely amazing. The cats absolutely love her, and she's really good with the cats. And what's actually really good is like for example, with the treats, I say to her, Shadow needs cutting down on the treats.
Yeah.
Now, when I come home, it's like, hello, Shadow, I haven't seen you. Here's a big handful of treats.
Yeah.
She's like, she counts them. In the morning when she gives him breakfast, she actually counts them. She gives, like, I give him 5 treats. And I'm like, well, that's a bit harsh, isn't it? And she's like, no, you said he's got to cut down on his treats. And I'm like, well, at least I'm not the bad guy then, am I? But no, she is just
super rare. GWR Buckley Junction has just found a newt by his back door.
What, a real newt?
A real newt.
Okay. Fantastic.
They're really rare.
Are they?
Yeah.
I thought they were quite a common creature, at least when I was young.
Super, super rare now.
Linda says she's the strict one.
She is a strict one, yeah. But she's brilliant. She's really mean with treats, and yet the cats love her. So she's doing something right, isn't she? And I watch on the webcam when she comes in. The cats are so excited to see her. So it just makes me happy.
Yeah.
Terry, not trying to get rid of her, but you said you were going at 10.
I am. I'm going. Look, I'm going.
Yeah, I'm going to be bailing out as well because my back is going now big time.
Oh, are you leaving me with Tasha?
Yeah.
I'll end up going soon.
You got Dan down as well, Penny.
Oh, Dan's hair is. Hello, Dan. On mute.
He had a beautiful wig on earlier on.
Did he?
Oh yeah. Lovely long blonde hair.
I'm gonna make it topical for Linda. Was it a Bob Ross wig?
Oh yeah, I'm planning on getting myself one of those afros that's wider than my shoulders.
Oh, nice. Nice. Now, I introduced Linda to Bob Ross the other day, and she likes him.
I think I've been more like the version of Bob Ross that Deadpool did. You know, where I put that Deadpool.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
All the ladies like me better with the Deadpool mask on. I look so pretty weird.
It's funny, actually. Most people like me better when I wear a mask.
You've got Sophie Star Gilmore joining your channel as well, Penny.
Oh, you know I'd never. Oh, as in poor cat, as in treats. No, he's fat. He is a fat cat. Well, you've all seen Shadow, haven't you? Have you seen the bend in my table where he's been standing on it?
No.
It's the table actually bends. There's a bit of wood, and he's bent the bit of wood. It genuinely has bent the bit of wood. I'm going to take a picture of it for you.
Oh, I've got to go. Penny, it's all yours. Finish whatever you want.
Hang on,
I have to go. I'm at
look
work.
at the bend on that table.
Wow.
That's only a little bend.
That's where he's been standing on the table, and he's bent it with his humongous weight.
Penny, I've got to go.
No worries. Take care, Terry. Have a good night.
Right.
Yeah.
Please
Um,
let me channel
See you
in the
tomorrow
morning.
night, Terry.
And Ron says he's got to go, so he'll be on for the next half an hour.
No,
Right, I
I
want to thank everybody who joined us on the channel tonight.
can feel my
I'm
back.
not-
I
Right,
can feel my back going forward.
mate. I want to thank everyone who's joined us on the panel tonight. The show continues. Penny's taking over now, and it'll probably go on till about 5 o'clock in the morning.
No, it won't be that late.
Enjoy the rest of your evening, guys. I'll be back at 6 o'clock tomorrow for the big Friday night show. Join me on the Little History 2392 channel. We go through to midnight, and hopefully you can all join us again. Right, enjoy the rest of the night, guys. Bye.
Have a proper rest and I'll be
Bye,
able to
Terry.
Terry.
Bye, Terry.
Thank you, Penny. Thank you, Natasha. Thank you, Dan.
In a bit.
Right, what's on the agenda then, Tasha?
Right, Tess.
Sitting on my ass.
Fair
Better
enough.
than
I
sitting
don't
on
mind
your
that.
head.
Cheers, Penny.
Take
Bye,
care,
Ron.
Ron.
Bye. Bye.
Bye, Ron. Love you,
Miss me
Ron. Miss you all.
already?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got to be a solution. Oh, I knocked the bloody hook off again. There is a solution. I'm going to make a little plate with plastic card. Have I got to knock that off? Do 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 do.
How are you,
Okay.
Sophie's? My good friend.
Is Sophie the friend that I saw last week?
Yes.
Ah, I know what you look like. The shy one that wouldn't say hello.
Yes.
Right, I'm doing things I shouldn't be doing at the moment.
I'm always doing things I shouldn't be doing.
Well, I should be tidying up my house and something else, sleeping. But here I am on stream. Oh, 9. I put all my sprues away this morning, and I've got to get them all out again.
Always the way.
Always the way.
Everyone likes nicking my saying.
Yeah. Well, I like to think of it as keeping it warm for you.
Nah. My saying.
Are you wrecking my house, Spirit?
Oh God, not doing that all over again. That drove me nuts the last time I did that part.
What's that?
Building the roof. And it drove me nuts trying to work it out. Doing that part. I want to get to Winnie the Pooh.
Oh, do you know what? I had that all ready to say as soon as I come on. I was going to say, I saw you pooing all over Facebook today.
I'm always pooing over Facebook.
Hello, handsome man. How are you?
Not bad.
Your eyes are big. Have you been stealing the catnip again?
Probably.
Oh, I'm going to steal. I'm going to put an extra camera on, I think.
On the supervisor.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stream, the supervisor.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a great shot there, as I think the camera slipped a bit. Oh. Not had a bad day at work today. Not the most awful shift ever.
Mm.
Did have one quallock though. We've got this driver.
Yeah.
Don't know if he's really a driver. Apparently, I don't know if it's the same person, but one of the driver I took over from, he advised that there's a driver going about and he's just flat. All he's got on is a jacket, and he's just going like that and jumping on the bus to get free travel.
Right.
It's the kind of bit of uniform that most people could get. There's no high vis. Now, all drivers will wear their high vis because at some point they're always going to go into the depot or a bus station, and you cannot move about there without a high vis on because it's a vehicle movement area.
Right.
And he says, I wouldn't have it. I just said, get off my bus. And but he's only going like one stop. So I said, all right then. Anyway, later on, I get this driver on. Well, I didn't know he was a driver. He flashed a phone at me, and it looked like our online tickets. Because I didn't see it, I called him back.
Yeah.
And then as he pulled that, unzipped his jacket, and he goes, can you not see the uniform? I said, not underneath your jacket. And he did have full uniform on, apart from a high vis, but he had an ordinary jacket on with a Nike rucksack on over the top. And I generally couldn't see. It wasn't till afterwards I recognised the shade of blue on his trousers. But obviously, when you're in the cab, you're not looking at. And I just thought in the end, it's just I'm going to leave it. And he only went about 3 stops and got off. I think he's a Drossen driver, and for some unknown reason, we don't get on with them, or they don't get on with us. And I don't know why. You know, I'm all right with anyone. You got the same license as me. You're all right in my book.
Yeah.
But it's like there's a depot rivalry. But if they did the job properly, I suppose our drivers would get on with their drivers more.
True.
Not suggesting anything with that comment that they're bad drivers. I don't think there's anything wrong with a driving. I've just read something on Facebook. It says the TV license is reported to be going up to £169.50 next year. This is great news for me because it means that I will save £169.50 instead of the £159 that I saved this year. I have no solution for this gap. Actually, I do have a solution for it. If I grind a little bit off the back, that'll push it forward, won't it? Guys, can I just show you this on big screen?
If you'd like.
Can I go solo? I can't remember. Here we go. Oh, hang on. No, I ain't turned my camera on, have I? Would help if I turned my camera on.
It would help a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, this is one of those rare cameras that you actually have a power switch on. So my situation is I put this together and I don't want to glue this top. I don't know if you have to glue the top on, but I don't want to glue the top on because then that way you can pick it up and look at the interior. But there is quite massive gappage there, as you can see.
Mm.
And I think the reason for the gappage is because this bit there. So if I sanded that down by say 1 millimeter, I think that's because obviously it's stopping in there, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I think if I take about 1 millimeter off the back there and redo that, oh God, that's going to need work. Oh God, that's a terrible job. But yeah, I think if I just take a bit off the back there, it'll allow that to shunt up flush because it should look something like that when it's done. But because of this bit at the back, it looks like that. Do you think that's a good idea, Dan?
Yeah, it sounds like it to me.
Yeah. Okay, you can all come back now then. Right, where are we up to on the chat?
No idea.
Linda says night, Terry. Have I missed any chat? Later all, thanks for sharing the Spitfire, Terry. Linda says OMG LOL. You said hi to your great friend Sophie. Night, Terry, says Linda. Miss B's, night, Terry. Flying Dutchman. Later, Terry. Phil's model making by Terry. Sophie says, hi, Tasha, mate. Tasha says, night, Terry, Ron. Can't wait to see the Winnie the Pooh when done, Natasha says. Is that Sophie Star?
Yes,
And
that's
then,
Sophie.
Yeah. And then Harvey sings for you, says, hi, all. And hi, Penny.
Hello.
And that is the chat caught up with for a change. Because you know what we're like. You know what I'm like.
Say nothing, no comment.
No, that's fine. It's fine. Say what you like, Tasha, because you will anyway.
No, I won't. I just like annoying you.
But you haven't succeeded so far, though, have you?
It will get there.
No, you won't.
Man, this just ain't making no sense.
What's not making no sense?
This Winnie the Pooh.
Winnie the Pooh, Winnie the Pooh. I don't know any more of that song.
I do, but I'm not singing it.
Go on, give us a sing song, Tasha.
No, not singing it. I hope I'm putting these in the right places. If not, sod it. And I need...
Ha ha! I just found a way to reduce pingage.
Have you?
Yeah, don't cut the part off a sprue till you've stuck it to the part.
Yeah, that don't make no
Uh,
sense to my brain.
Right. So this handle, you got to cut these 4 tiny little handles off.
Yeah,
Look how small they are.
yeah.
Right. Well, I've kept them on the sprue. I've just stuck it to the tank.
Oh, well.
And then I'll cut it off the sprue once it's dry. That, I think, is a genius move. Probably been done by about 1 million other people.
Mm,
But
but
it works.
it worked.
So now it's stuck down, I can cut it off the sprue.
True.
The only issue I might have is with sanding it. Clean up. Remember that word, Tasha? Look at
I
that.
can't remember that word one bit.
Look at my handle.
Nice.
Let's see if I can make it 2 out of 2.
Oh, God, no. Please don't let me stick this on there. It's scary.
Oh, cup of coffee time. Have I got any chocolate? No, but I got biscuits. I just remembered I've got my yesterday's tea that I didn't have in the end.
Mm.
Hope Lynn's not watching. She'll be telling me off. Macaroni and cheese with some ham in it. I was supposed to have it last night, but I kind of had biscuits and chocolate for me dinner instead.
Yeah.
Kind of accidentally. Right, I'm going to just switch. No, I'm going to zoom. And that way you can't see me rolling a cigarette.
You don't do that.
Oh, I need to find something on YouTube. I've just thought of I didn't just think of a video. So I do a lot of thinking when I'm driving buses and I come up with ideas.
Right.
And it's just really funny because I come up with this really funny idea and I just started bursting out into laughter.
Yeah.
And all the passengers thought I was crazy. One old lady, she said, "Are you all right?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "I'm fine. I just thought of something funny." And she said, "What was it?" I said, "I can't tell you. That'll take too long to explain." Right. Got the name of that film. Oh.
And then I need another one. But I can't see it.
Okay, I can confirm that I did not work. The handle stuck. The handle stuck to the clippers. Saying that with these tweezers is pretty good, actually. Yeah, I'll use tweezers. That was a better idea.
Is that right? I don't bloody know.
It's a good idea in theory. Gary G says, have to go. Thanks for this. Good night, everyone.
Night, Gary G.
And Linda says, I love Pooh. Obviously, Winnie the Pooh, she meant, not I love
He's
Pooh.
in here somewhere.
Nice one, Penny. Naughty Penny, LOL. Oh, definitely naughty Penny. And you are crazy, Penny. You can see why I like her, can't you?
Yeah.
Because she's so nice to me all the time. Teresa says, night, Gary. Take care. Take the glasses off, I think. Oh, actually, it's a big good opportunity for me to try my magnifiers out.
Oh, yeah.
It's not so much the magnifiers, it's does my head get in the way while I'm using them? Because obviously I've got eyes at the front of my head rather than at the top of my head. So, oh, I've got headphones on. That don't help. So I'm thinking of the song She's Got the Look by Roxette now.
Oh, yeah.
It's this one I want, isn't
it? Straight out of a sci-fi show, that.
with the purple headphones. No, these are actually really good goggles because they've got all this tensioner thing on the strap.
Looks like you're all set, ready to do some welding on,
yeah,
like Mandalorian.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah. But I want to see if while I use them, will they get in the way? Because that is a really good view. Can you see my head, guys?
You're not in
yeah.
well. You can see the piece you're working on.
Right, so you can see the piece I'm working on, but I'm not obstructing it.
No.
Excellent. That is brilliant then. Because I said to the opticians, could they make me a pair of glasses with just magnifying lens, but with a longer focal point? So maybe a 5 or 10 magnifier, but with a focal point of there. Because the focal point is there. If they can do it there. And she said, well, what I can do, I can change the focal point of your existing glasses. And I said, that's all well and good, but if you're going to change the focal point of the glasses that I wear all the time, then you're changing the focal point of when I drive. Is it going to affect my driving? So I said, leave it as it is and I'll see what I can do. But I mean, I've always struggled finding magnifiers that you can wear over glasses. And I think I have actually found a good pair. So, except when they fall down on their own. But they feel comfortable and everything, even with headphones on.
Cool.
So I might be starting to present all my shows now with these magnifiers on me, just like Terry. Actually, everyone will go, you copied Terry. So, yeah, I'm just trying to see how far I have to come into. So if I do that, hold that there, then. Oh, yeah, that's all right, isn't it? That's not too bad. Yeah. So let's put my fingers there. That's where me. Yeah. I think we can work with that. It'll take a bit of getting used to, but it's like when I first started streaming, I had all the table laid out with bits of masking tape so I knew where the camera was. Well, because I'm looking at the table from a different angle from the camera, so I had to sort of work out like where everything is. So like I'll go there and then I have to put the masking tape further back. So kind of, you have to, it works out differently anyway. I know what I'm talking about.
As long as you know what you're talking about, that's the main
Yeah,
thing.
I'm trying to explain things to you. I know what I'm talking about. You guys are like, what? What's she on about? But yeah, so if you're marking things out for the way the camera's going to see it, that is pointless because you're going to see it from a different angle. Oh, that is so good. I love these glasses. So when they fully dry, I'll give them a little sanding just to take that sprue nub off. But obviously it needs to go solid before I can do that. Oh. I do apologise about me sniffing, but I have... I know it just looks a bit weird, doesn't it?
It's one of them things, isn't it?
I feel like, what's his name, the Doc in Back to the Future?
Doc Brown.
Doc Brown, that's the one. I knew it was Doc something. Sorry, I should have muted my headphones then, shouldn't I? I feel really gizmoed though, because look, I got my glasses on now, and if I ever want to mute, all I do is what, and then when I bring it down, you can hear me again. Right. Oh, why are you looking at me like that? The cat's just spotted my. Not like my glasses. He just looked up and his eyes went big and black. Right. At me. He's a good boy, aren't you? He's a good boy. Oh, I've started to think about my channel update for the weekend.
Yeah.
And I think I'm going to just change my channel around quite a bit.
Right. That's the
Guys, do
roof.
you have any objection to me changing the view to that?
Huh?
Right. So the view that Terry's left it on is this. Do you mind if I change it to that? I think that
No, I
looks a
don't
bit
mind.
mobile phone-ish.
No, I don't mind.
That is, how long's it taking you to get to that stage, Tasha?
For 3-4 days,
Okay. And how much you doing a day on it, roughly?
I can get through about 4 pages, but it's
No,
really
sorry. How
fiddly.
much time have you spent each day on it?
About 6 hours.
So it's a good 18, 20-hour build.
Yeah.
And how far through it, the whole build, do you think you're at?
I'm about...
Halfway through, 3/4?
I'm 69 stage out of 103.
So you're just over halfway through then.
Yeah.
That's nice. Linda says that, look, I like that, Natasha. Looks well good.
Thank you.
So I think you've just spent all of Linda's money for her.
I do my best on it. That's all I can do.
That's all anyone can do, isn't it?
Yep. And if I get it wrong, I take it off and try and put it in the
See,
same
that's the good
places.
thing. It's a good thing about those blocks, isn't it? You can just pull it all apart again. If I'm
Yep.
glued wrong, it's like, oh no.
But the good thing is that's, once it's on, it's on.
So who makes those blocks then?
Joy World.
Okay,
know
so it is a proper company then, not just like a Chinese rip-off.
Kind of.
Not that there's anything wrong with the Chinese. I don't mind them, but I wouldn't buy. I mean, the Chinese ones are like complete rip-offs of Lego, aren't they? Copies of Lego. Yeah, I like that.
They are copies, but called different.
Right.
Like this one's called Winnie the Pooh, so everybody.
That's the one. Yes, that's it.
So everybody's
Yeah.
taking the monkeys out of me with it.
Yes, because when it is poo, and depending on where you live in the country.
And then I can open that up.
Oh no. Keep putting this on the ground.
And then you can see a bed with the window curtains.
So what is it? Winnie the Pooh's house, is it?
Yeah, there is a tree to come on yet, and a few other bits. There's a chair. There's like a fire. Honey with curtains there.
We got to have your
Where you
honey,
can have a
haven't you?
cup of tea. You can have a little snooze there.
Got it all.
But yeah, it takes time.
Well, yeah,
And
but
this is the first piece
it's
I
not.
haven't given up on.
It's a pastime to enjoy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Hello, gorgeous bum. How are you? You come to see my construction set? Right, don't walk over there. Believe me, there's no water over there to drink.
Right, where did you go? You go up there. No, just bloody go up there. And you're not gonna.
See, I think I need to get the airbrush out and start painting, but I really can't be bothered doing it at this time of night.
Mm.
The best time for me to airbrush is the middle of the afternoon, because that's when the cats disappear and have their snooze. See, she's hassling me for fuss now.
That's always the way.
Yeah. Just as I'm sticking delicate bits on, and now I've got glue everywhere. Right, nearly with you, Spirit. Nearly with you. Oh, and she walks off, just as I'm ready for her. I know what you need. I know what you need. No, don't run away from the brush. Spirit. Spirit. Come on then. Let's go. Come on then. Look at that. Obedient comes when called. Oh, you like that, don't you? You love that. More, please, Mum.
That's what my birds are like, especially Mickey.
Yeah, here comes the purr. Oh, you're a bit naughty on your bum, but you're not as bad as Shadow was the other day. See if I can get under your belly. Sorry, this is supposed to be a Maker's Mojo show, not a Brushing the Cat show.
You could just tell everyone you use loads of photo etch and you made this wonderful cat.
Yeah. Look at that. That's since yesterday.
Wow.
Mind you, I
It
have
is
got
that
under
time of year though, Penny.
Well, I have got a little bit more under her belly this time, but she feels fantastic when you brush her. Shadow loves it. Shadow's so easy to brush, so he's always feels soft and fluffy. She's been feeling quite wiry, but now that I've brushed her, she's getting softer. Look at all of that I got off you, Missy. I'm so proud of you. Yeah. I am still tempted to keep the fur and make a cushion out of it, though. Don't know if that's mental home behaviour. You can let me get your belly. Please let me get your belly. What about your chest? Don't normally have a problem with. Actually, you're quite soft under the chest anyway. Oh, you've got grey hairs coming. You're an old age pensioner at 8 months, 9 months. How old is she? She's 10 months. Good girl. Oh, you look fantastic. They do, both of them brush up really nice. Look at that. Look at that shiny fur. Don't run away. Don't run away. Look how shiny she is.
Yep.
Oh, it's quite funny this morning. I was discussing with Linda because she's a bit overweight. So we're looking at cutting the licky licks out of her diet because that's like giving kids sweets.
Yes,
and
it is.
I'm too much of a skinflint to throw them out or give them away. So we said, oh, we're going to cut them down to like one every other day until they've gone, and then we'll get rid of them completely. And I didn't give her a licky lick this morning, and she did. Normally, I'll put the bowls down and I put the licky lick down last, and that's what she's waiting for. And I didn't put the licky lick down this morning, and she paused for about a second and then just started eating the cat food. So she's not overly bothered. Look at all that fur.
Wow.
That's a massive amount. See, I feel like a bad cat parent now because I shouldn't be getting that much off her in a day or two, should I? Oh, you feel lovely.
Well, it's that kind of season where they're going to molt a little bit. Gets rid of their winter coat.
The difference is amazing. Linda will come round Saturday and she'll go, oh, she feels so much nicer. Oh, look at that. Good girl. Do you know what? Just for that, you can have a licky lick in the morning.
I did a short the other day of my birds and Hulk and Simba in it, and I was like, oh.
That's how much I've just got off her. Yeah, I did see your short. I do like your shorts because I like the music you put on it as well.
I just go for it. One of them are in tune with a beat. It was a thing on Instagram and you had to try and get your pictures to change on a certain beat, and I just managed to do it, but there's one
Right.
just a little bit off. No one's seen it or tweaked to it yet.
Well,
But
beautiful
my
girl,
shots
aren't you?
are mainly of my birds, or if I
Yeah.
built something.
Yeah. I'll just do a quick catch up. Linda says, "Yep, LOL." How much did it cost, Natasha?
Do you really want me to have a look?
Only if you want to. Was it? Did you buy it or was it bought for you?
I bought it myself.
Right. Can you? I
I'll
mean, you have
a
to give
look
us.
now.
You don't have to give us an exact cost. Always give us a rough cost if you want.
I'd rather go and have a look.
Okay. Because I think if that was a Lego set, you're probably talking 120 quid.
Yeah, a lot of
Do you
money.
know about Lego, Dan?
I've had a bit of a go, but mostly, full model kit. that I
Yeah.
can get.
But does that look sort of £120 set with Lego?
I'm not sure. I've literally only got one, so I don't really have much.
Right.
Right.
Because I know my bus. I think my bus was over 200 quid, but there was a lot to it. And my Concorde was expensive, but again, there's a lot of it. My Mini Cooper was about 70 quid, but it doesn't look as big as that. Anyway, Linda says she's the best girl. Love that idea, Dan. That was 5 minutes ago, so I can't remember.
This was approximately £48.
That's good. That's good. So
And
it's probably. Let me. So if you say it's a copy of
6
Lego,
stages you get.
what bags you mean?
Yeah, 6
Yeah.
bags, but they're in stages. So, and you got to keep them in that stage as well, so you don't get them confused. So I won't open like the stages till I'm on that stage.
Yeah, that's what I do.
So once I'm on that stage, I'll open them. That's why I've got like 1, 2, 3, 4 tubs out. It tells me I'm on stage. What stage am I on? What bag? I'm
Right.
on
Can't
4.
find Winnie the Pooh.
Have a look on Lego how much it costs. It's called Winnie the Pooh. I think it's Winnie the Pooh tree.
Oh, Winnie Tree.
Yeah.
Found it. Oh, it's a retired product.
Yep.
Right. So if I do a Google search, Winnie Pooh Tree Lego. Right, you can buy it on Amazon for 143 quid, eBay for 109.
And Toy Joy World is £48.
Right. So if you're getting because normally these copies, they are slightly lower quality, but they're good enough. You don't get the little Lego on the actual nubs on the bricks, and the stickers tend to be lower quality. Other than that, you're still getting the same experience. Oh, and the instructions tend to be copied, but smaller. Quite often what they'll do is they'll put 4 pages of Lego instruction on 1 page in the booklet. And it's just
actually quite more than that. You once you're on stage 4, like I'm on now, this is how many pages I've got to go through.
So they've reduced the size of the instructions so
Yeah.
they can get more on a page to reduce the cost of the printing. But other than that, you're still getting the same experience of building. If you struggle with the instructions, you can always use a magnifying glass. do you
Well,
really care that they've not got Lego written on the nubs? And
it's pretty easy because you can work through the colours, so it's pretty
yeah,
easy building it.
Right, where are we up to? She's the best girl. Love that idea. Such a healthy coat. I certainly will. Can't wait for Saturday. Wow, that's a lot. Is that a lot for the Lego? See, the thing is with the Lego costs, people say Lego costs a lot, but there is a lot of research gone into it. And that's obviously, and that's a lot of brands. That's what you're paying for is the research. Now it's a bit of a catch-22 because if everybody went out and bought copies of Lego, then Lego would go out, but they'd go bust, wouldn't they?
Well, they've got
And
some serious thinking to do right now because
right,
everybody are mainly going somewhere else for them.
well,
It's mostly since the copyright for Lego, it timed itself out. You know,
yeah. But
so-
you see, if Lego go out of if no one buys Lego and Lego goes out of business, they're the ones coming up with the ideas. If Lego disappears, there'll be no ideas to copy. So all the copy companies, they won't have anything to produce because they've got nothing to copy. So you've got to keep buying some Lego to keep Lego going, which is part of the reason why I think I've got 5 Lego sets and 3 of them are authentic Lego. One of my copies was bought for me as a Christmas present, and I've only actually bought one. I think it was Lepin or something I bought. Linda says just a rough cost. You'll be keeping my wages for that, Penny. Well, I'll see what I can come up with. No, a lot of fur on the comb, LOL. I need to get a mic. Well, if anybody I think that if anyone wants to come on, that is your only requirement really is a mic. You know, even if you haven't got a video camera, at least we can, we could get you on. I don't know, because obviously this is Terry's stream primarily. So obviously Terry's rules, but I know on my stream I wouldn't mind.
When you say about the knockoffs, they've got a very interesting setup for, you know, for Transformers Masterpiece toys.
Yeah.
The Transformers franchise, it's owned by 2 companies, Takara and I think it's Bandai.
Right.
And they'll have like me Optimus Prime switch camera so as you can like with this kind of figure that it's, you know, like a 300 plus quid to buy.
Yeah.
But that will cost, this is literally a knockoff version of it. And the day that the official companies bring out their product,
Yeah.
the very same day you'll have the exact same figure made to the exact same quality, comes out with everything's exactly the same. The only difference is when you look at the box, it'll say KO on the box, which stands for knockoff, and it comes out at a cheaper price.
So at least they've got the balls to say this is a knockoff.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like there's no official recognition between the knockoff companies.
So if you had a knockoff and a genuine and you showed them to me, I wouldn't be able to tell you which is which.
Well, there's been lots of, you know, like video reviews where they put a knockoff right next to the official version.
Yeah.
And I get envious over the bank balance they have to be able to afford one of each, because the official will have a price tag of like 500 quid, and the knockoff will have a price tag that's more like 300.
Right.
Um,
So that's 800 quid just to show you them.
Yeah.
yeah, and it's like the only difference as they do a side-by-side comparison, the only real differences that you can notice are there's like a slightly different, one will have a slightly lighter shade of
Yes, where they haven't done a
blue.
color match properly.
Yeah, and quite often it'll be the knockoff that I prefer the color because they'll have a like a more vibrant color to them. But yeah,
See, this is the thing. I mean, the serious collectors would just probably turn their nose up at the knockoffs. But if you've got like a 12-year-old son who goes, "Oh, I really love Optimus Prime,"
Yeah.
you're going to seriously think about getting the knockoffs for them, aren't you?
Yeah.
yeah. Well, they designed for adults that were around
Yeah.
when like in 80s. So you tend to find you have 3 tiers of collector. You have the ones that they're only semi-serious. They'll just get the main character and be happy. Or a couple of, like Optimus and Megatron, because that's the leader of the two factions.
And I think the popular one with the youngsters now is Bumblebee, isn't it?
Yeah, since the Michael Bay movies. But then the middle line ones, they'll just get whatever they can afford. They don't, and they'll not be bothered because it's literally the official company must be sharing the molds for these with,
or someone who's contracted out to do the molds is passing them on.
Yeah, but it's been going on for it'd be around 25th anniversary at Transformers franchise that they brought out the first.
See, and also that's part of the reason why they're so expensive is because they know they'll lose a certain amount of trade to knockoff companies. And then that means that the knockoff companies can put their prices up because so long as their prices are lower than the official, people will buy it.
Yeah, and there's not the same in countries that these come from. So it's like I can never remember which way around it is, but there's the 2 companies that own the Transformers franchise. One's in Japan and the other's in China, and these two companies, they own the copyrights and stuff. But in that part of the world, copyrights don't really have the same meaning as they do, like in the UK. Yeah, and you'll have someone tried to
So, question for you, Dan: are you aware of the Optimus Prime part work?
I'm aware of 2.
Right.
They've got.
How does the part work compare to that model?
The one that's, because there's one that's a Generation 1 version of Optimus Prime that looks similar to this.
Yeah.
And there's one that's the Michael Bay version of Optimus
Are
Prime.
they the same size?
No, they're way bigger. You're
so
more
the part
like
works are bigger.
Yeah, you're more like you can see roughly how big this is. It's like a 12-inch tall.
Right.
Whereas when the parts works are finished, you're talking more like 3 foot, and there's the version of Prime that looks kind of like this one from Generation 1. It has like phrases programmed into it with a remote control, and as he speaks, that faceplate will move up and down.
Right. So even factoring out the size, the part works are still better.
Yeah, kind of, because the parts works ones don't actually transform. And, you know, it's kind of like you've got a transformer that doesn't transform, you know,
Right.
so it's kind of
yeah,
like,
but in their defense, the part work is called Optimus Prime.
yeah,
So
it's
you are
just a
building
figure.
yeah.
Whereas,
No, it's just that one thing I'm looking at now, I'm trying to come away from part works because they're just, especially, see, I'm doing the ET and the RoboCop, and they are both fantastic models, but it's just so much hassle with them. And I'm now I'm doing a project that I plan to do for ages, but I'm now, because now that Harchette's brought out the 1:32 scale Lancaster, I'm building the Hong Kong models one. So it's costing me a lot more initially, but I'm going to save about 600-700 quid doing it. And so what I'm always looking at is, if there's an alternative, are you better off doing the alternative? I can't find an alternative ET and an alternative RoboCop, so I'm doing the part works. But the Optimus Prime, it doesn't grab me enough. But that one you've got at 800 quid probably would. Sorry, it's, what do you say it was? 500 quid.
the one that's a model that I'm making,
Yeah.
and if I bring him round, so you can see, so that version of Prime is 160 quid ish.
Right. So is that a scale kit model?
Yeah, that's a plastic kit.
Yeah.
Because the main idea that I had when I started this version is I've worked out that the model kit version that doesn't transform is approximately the same size as me, my one that does transform.
Yeah.
And I've also got another one. So I've also got the Power Master version of Optimus Prime. That one does transform, and if you go back into the, like the stories that were in the original G1 era, the first lineup of them,
Yeah.
they had Optimus Prime gets killed in movie. He then gets brought back, rebuilt as Optimus, as Power Master Prime, the bigger, more guns, more powerful, yada yada yada.
Yeah.
And then right at the end of the Transformers Generation 1, Prime gets killed again, and right at last minute, he manages to pull cat out at bag, pull a blinder and return from the dead again.
That's a Hulk Hogan on us.
As Action Master Prime, that it lost his ability to transform, which means that, the model kit that doesn't transform
is him.
Yeah, it's in scale with the other two, and it's the perfect stand-in for the Action Master version of Prime. So I've got them rolled up so that I've got a full-on Power of the Primes, where I've got 3 versions of Optimus Prime who are all sat there.
So I'm detecting that you are the go-to guy for Transformers then.
Well, I'm the go-to guy for anything nerdy because I'm a dweeb.
No, there's nothing wrong with that. See, I was waiting for you to say what these 3 categories of collectors were, and I was wondering where I'll fit.
Yeah, you got the ones that'll go for any, they'll just get 1 or 2 and call it done.
Yeah.
And technically, because they've got a few, the collectors.
Yeah.
The ones that are in middle, that they'll be trying to get a masterpiece of each kind, and then you have the serious collector, the top of the ones that'll throw everything they have to get.
Yeah. To get everything, even the limited edition set of Royal Mail stamps.
Yeah. And some of their collections, it's, you know, like Walter, they'll have a room size at one that you're in that's totally devoted to shelving.
Optimus Prime or something, yeah.
Yeah, and they'll have the KO versions of Transformers, the main, you know, the main company's version, and
Yeah.
then you have third-party companies that, like, there's one called Bad Cube that,
Yeah.
they're making the characters that the main company are ignoring.
Yeah.
They'll make those. So you got like Hot Rod and Cup, Blur, you know, the later characters that
Yeah.
Takara and Bandai are ignoring.
Yeah.
But
Well,
I've got a decent collection building up upstairs. I've got about 5 Optimus Primes of different
nice.
sizes. And
See,
then,
I think I fit somewhere between the first and the second category. You know, I'll pick up the main characters. Once I've got one, I'm not really interested in another in any other version. I mean, it's like this Lancaster. I won't buy the part work because I'll end up with 2 32 scale Lancasters, the exact same plane. Whereas you'll get some people are probably doing the part work and the Hong Kong models version and the border models version. And I can't see the point in having more than one thing of the same. But if I'm more of a collector of things that I like. That's how I describe myself.
Yeah, you get in as well in the, you know, in the collectors of Transformers masterpiece toys. You get the ones that it's known as taking care of unfinished business.
Right.
And it's where back in the childhood when they were building a toy collection, and there's those Transformers that they always wanted as a kid but couldn't get or didn't get for whatever reason. And now in present day, a masterpiece version will come out somewhere and they have to have it.
Yes, that's why I'm doing the ET and the RoboCop, because of childhood. They were films that I were into as a kid, and people ask me technical questions about them, and my honest answer is I don't know. I know little things that I know, but I'm not an expert on things. I build things because I like it, and obviously I'm doing my research as I'm building, but I'm not to a geek level on it, and it doesn't bother me that I'm not at geek level. I don't know if that's really bad, and I've just put everybody off me now.
Well, I'm full geek mode because it's pretty much everything I build.
If it's
in some way related to childhood, and
if it's something that you're into and you want to know everything about all the stuff that you collect, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. And I bet you're well happy going to conventions and things, aren't you? Because you're with like-minded people.
So quietly building up, got quite a variety of you know, things that I'm into, and if it's all comic book characters and science fiction, you know, like Star Trek, Star Wars, Terminator, RoboCop. But anyone asks a question about any of the models that I can go into full detail and the full on. I'll know everything there is to know about it, and what I don't know is probably because I forgot, because there's that much to know.
No, it's fine. I mean, there's nothing wrong with. I mean, one of those people that I would describe as you've probably forgotten more stuff than I know.
It's you know, it's a select. Most of it's things from the 80s when I were a kid.
Yeah.
Ghostbusters, Transformers,
Yeah.
Terminator, RoboCop, Batman, all that kind. It's all the eight.
So are you
eight-
doing any of the part works as well then?
Yeah, I've got the two finished ones. One that's right on verge of being finished, and one that's a couple of years away.
So what part works have you done then? I'm going to compare part works with you now.
Did the T800 endoskeleton.
That one there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Except redesigned its teeth because I do CAD design as well.
Yeah, no, yeah. So the argument with the teeth, apparently they're too white.
But the ones that come with it are completely wrong because it's not on his teeth. And
yeah, you see now that sums up the difference between you and me. I didn't modify his teeth because I'm all right with them. It's the whole model that I'm after.
Yeah, because it's for me, it's if you break down a part's work to its monthly cost, not too bad. Think about, but when you get into the total cost, I want to make it all I can make it.
Yes,
and know that I can CAD design Arnold Schwarzenegger's teeth and 3D print them myself. So if I can do it and I don't do it, then I don't feel I've done.
If you can and you don't, that's wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It feels a bit like lazy.
See, it's like when the undercarriage came out for the Spitfire, they were terrible. They were one was black plastic, which didn't look too bad.
Mm-hmm.
But one was this horrible wishy-washy green. And it looked like cheap plastic. And I know how to paint. So I just looked at them and I went, I've got to repaint them.
Mm-hmm.
And that's exactly what I did. Now, if I hadn't painted that would have been a bit of a crime, really, wouldn't it? But if you're not capable of painting figures, then there's nothing wrong with not painting it. But yeah, I wasn't overly bothered with the T800's teeth. I wasn't bothered enough to do anything about it.
Yeah, well, I was because I'd be about almost 15 years ago that I built a T800 in Blender. So I already had the teeth built. It was just a case
so it was just so easy for you to do that.
Yeah, it's just disconnect the teeth from the one I built, and then you know that horseshoe shaped thing that the teeth slot into.
Because they were a little bit like dentures, weren't they? Because they come in, was it 3 bits? But see, now I've got the whole model. I don't think they look too out of place. But if you had better teeth, then it would look better. Anyway, look, I'm just going to do a catch up on the chat because there's people taking the time to chat and we're taking the time to ignore them. And I can't remember where I'm up to. We need to get a mic. Right. Sophie Star says, oh no, Natasha. Ha ha. I've got the last Pikachu in Morecambe off the bath bomb lady. It's okay. I have my birdie Pikachu. Wow, I love that, Dan. I love Transformers. Night all very tired. Take care, Harvey. Be right back from crafting Budgie Mama. She's obviously been and gone. Linda says, well, I'm off. Got work in the morning. Catch you all another time. Take care, Linda. I'll see you Saturday. And New Fenris Railroad says, hi, everyone. Yeah, look, he's showing off his teeth now. Look. Show us your teeth. Yeah, no, I will agree. Those teeth look a lot better. And that pretty much sums up where you've said the 3 levels of collector. We can see where you are definitely level 3 and I'm somewhere between level 1 and level 2.
Yeah, because if I hadn't done that modification, you can guarantee all I'd do is sit there staring at
it'll bug you. Yeah. I mean, it's like I say, with the undercarriage on the Spitfire, it probably didn't bother a lot of people, but it really bothered me. And that's, I mean, I say I'm not overly bothered with mine, but I can imagine you sitting there going, no, I can't stand this. This is terrible.
Yeah.
I need to do something about it.
Yeah. So, but then
But for me, I mean, I think you hit the nail on the head. If you can do it, you should do it.
yeah.
If you don't have the skills or experience to do it, there's nothing wrong with not doing it. The Ecto 1, the grills on the bonnet, there were the horrible silver screws on them. Yeah, that wasn't going to work for me.
But the Ecto 1 is another one that I'm massively, heavily modifying in every way that I can.
Right.
So if I bring it back up on screen.
So yeah,
So
me and you are going to have to talk further about the Ecto 1 because I won't mind doing some mods to my Ecto 1.
So right from the outset, I've been, like full weathering everything that you do to a plastic kit to make it as realistic as possible.
Yeah, that's nice. That's nice. Oh, just go back on that last one because that looks.
That one?
Because obviously I'm building this, so I know what the materials are. That one, the one before that.
I've probably got a better picture of engine.
Well, it's just that you've got a part there that I know is plastic, and you made it look like proper. Look at all of that. A lot of that is actually plastic, but you wouldn't know, would you?
Yeah,
little touches like the radiator cap. You made it silver. It's added so much to it just by making it silver.
Yeah, and I wanted, if you remember at the start of first film, it's a clapped out, knackered car, and I wanted it to be that it's still a clapped out. They've tuned it up to get it running again.
Yeah,
but they're not replacing the engine with a brand spanking new one.
No.
So I've put in things like made sure that the rusting on the radiator has where it's new rust, where it's overflowed and dribbled down front.
Yeah. An old rust further afield.
Yeah.
And those hinges for the bonnet, it's just absolutely amazing.
I've gone right through it stage by stage because you had things like if I open it big, that's the stock version for the heater.
A bit of
That's
plastic.
the wrong location for it. There's no carpeting. So I need to close that. So I sat down, CAD designed the correct design for the heater system where it's got the different buttons for different levels of heat and the on-off knob. And it's hanging from, it's meant to be hanging from the underside of the dashboard.
Right.
So
have you sold any of these, or is this just for personal use?
I've just been. I've not really had the nerve to put anything up.
See, I think you should have done, because I think obviously make a little bit for your trouble, but primarily you'd be doing people so much service, because there's people out there that wants that, but they can't do it themselves. They don't have the skills.
I have a few personal issues with confidence, so I kind of I have this good idea, and then it's sort of like I don't go there, like, because so if someone were to say to me, if I chuck you some,
could you if I chuck you some money, could you do that for me?
Yeah, then we're into a different ball game. It's not me.
You sound a bit like a friend that I've got. He used to fix the old red lights of Dooms on the PlayStations, and he used to charge something like a tenner for it. And I think the going rate was something like 30, 40 quid. And he'd say, I haven't got the heart to charge that much. And I'm like, why not? That is the going rate. And the reason people are charging so much for it is because of the old, I can do it and you can't. and that's worth a premium. And I don't disagree with that. If I can do something that you can't, I'm charging you for it.
Yeah, I'll just end up sort of feeling a bit like, because I stick to when I'm showing people my work, I always just stick to the facts of what I can do,
Yeah.
of what I've done. I don't start blowing my own trumpet. And when I start into the idea of trying to sell something that I've made, I feel like I'm into territory of blowing my own trumpet. I'm that good. Give me cash, and it's outside my comfort.
There's a song going around YouTube. I won't share it because it's got swearing in it, but it's called "It Costs That Much Because It Takes Me Hours," and it just sums up everything. I mean, I find with a lot of crafting, if you want to sell it on, it's going to cost a lot of money because it's my time and effort. And but yeah, but I mean, if you ain't got the comment, it's something you can only ever build up slowly, can't you? And then of course you might then have the worry that someone's, because if you sell 100, at least one of them's going to have a problem with it, or there's to be a problem with the customer.
I don't want to get into arguments with people.
No, this is the thing. I mean, years ago, I used to build custom PCs and sell them, and I've had a lot of customers that have called me out, moaning about the product, and all it really was they were computer stupid, and it's very hard. You just want to say, yeah, the reason you can't work it is because you're useless. But you can't say that to a paying customer, can you?
Not really, because I've spent a lot of time working in customer service, like restaurants, hotels and stuff.
Yeah.
And first hint of you trying to point out that they're in wrong. And,
yeah. And then you've just got people who are out for an argument. Doesn't matter what you say, it's never going to be good enough.
Yeah.
I mean, because I've got experience with customer service and complaints, I kind of know how to complain and get my own way. But yeah, things tend to get. But my favourite people to complain to is O2. They're actually really, really frustrating. Because I had an incident once where I can't remember what it was, but something had happened, and that resulted in me having to make phone calls. But the sort of phone calls that aren't included in your payment plan. So it cost me about £2 or £3 worth of phone calls. And I rung them up ready for an argument. And I'm like, ah! And the woman just went, I'm ever so sorry to hear that. Let me apply a £10 credit to your bill. And I wanted to say, no, I don't want £10. I want an argument with you. She's just gone, let me compensate you more money than it's cost you. Yeah. Oh, all right then. Well, I think we might just leave you on big because your pictures. Look at those, Tasha. I mean, my Ecto one doesn't look anywhere near like that, and I am happy with my Ecto one. Is that carpet in yours?
Yeah, and I added in the little heat vent.
Oh yes,
down under the seats. The radio phone that goes in here, I've put a magnet in bottom of it so that later on, when I've got to the point where you can't, there's a screw that goes through the floor into the bottom of this radio.
That's right, yeah.
Well, I put a magnet in so that later on I can go back in and easily lift it out so that when I've got more time, I can correct it for. I've got a picture somewhere of because it's not meant to have the sides on it. These.
Yeah.
It's on side. You're meant to be able to see.
Your cable looks amazing. Is that? Have you replaced that coil wire?
Yeah, it's when you get the Arduinos.
Yeah.
I just got a piece of wire that goes from one of those Arduinos took the needle out of my airbrush and
Yeah.
then coiled it round
Coiled it
to
round, yeah.
make it tight, and then I've 3D printed a replacement of the phone, you know, the
Yeah.
receiver part.
Yeah. See, that's what makes a difference when you've got the design skills. I mean, I've designed things on for the 3D printer, but all I can really design is anything that involves straight lines and circles. Because obviously, to design something like that telephone receiver, that looks to me like it's 5 parts. You've got a bar that's slightly bent, then you've got a ball, and then you've got like a disc on the end. And if you combine them properly, you then get the telephone receiver.
Well, it's I printed it off as a single piece.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
The receiver, it actually has the holes in, you know, the speaker.
Oh,
and
yes. Yeah.
Because I hadn't realised it's a daft boo-boo to make of not thinking ahead, but I hadn't thought that it's going to be on the hanger, so you're not going to see those holes.
Yeah, but this is the thing. This is one of the arguments I have, that it doesn't matter if you're not going to see it. It's still good.
Yeah.
You know, it's one of the arguments we used to have when I used to do Warhammer figures. One of the debates that used to come up a lot is, do you paint the shield, the inside of a shield? You can't see it. Right now, my argument is, yes, I will, because then I know I've done it.
There we go. That's a picture of what someone else's work, but see how you can see all the inner workings of the phone.
So there you go, Scott. That's what we're building to. That's what our Ecto 1 should look like when we finished.
I was glad once I got the bonnet actually fitted.
Oh,
you know, I scuffed up the interior, and that was like 3 seconds worth of work. It's because I've got old rust that's a dark brown.
Yeah.
Red rust that's, you know, like it's red.
Yeah.
Red.
So what paint brand do you use for your rust and painting?
I've got the Ammo by MIG.
Right.
For the rust.
So you're just using acrylic paints then?
Yeah, Ammo by MIG for rust, and then for metallics I use lead belcher, Citadel lead belcher.
Yeah.
But that's just so quick and easy to do because it's
it is.
Scratch it, and slightly overdo it on the amount of lead belcher for new scratches, because once it's attached to the car, you know, it's perpetually in the shadow of itself.
Yes.
You know, the undertone.
See, you have to push the highlights when it's going to be dark. And if you're going to be doing like a wash over the top, you really need to brighten those highlights, because it's all going to get dulled down when it's washed. Scott, this comment is spot on. I can picture you saying it in your head. Yeah, mine don't look like that. No, that's really good work, Dan. That's absolutely amazing.
At the end of the day, I enjoy painting, so
yeah. But also, it's I mean, I can't remember how many issues in total there are, but let's say there's 140. If you take an average of half an hour per stage, 140 issues, it can take me 70 hours worth of building. If you're now doing all the weathering and adding stuff, you're going to get more hours building it and more joy out of it, and it's so much better value for money than it was before.
Yeah, because a good example of the extra time that goes in because of weathering would be that phone.
Yeah.
On video that I watched of videos I've watched of YouTubers making it.
Yeah.
It's like 3 or 4 minutes to assemble it, and it's in the car and it's permanently fitted. So the extra work I've put in already, I'd spent about a month faffing with it.
Yeah. I'm just going to bring this comment up. I think you did bring that up. Got to be careful weathering the engine because in the movie Ray rebuilt the engine with new parts. But you did say that yours was a little bit more when they first got it.
Yeah, because the idea with mine that I have included parts that look slightly newer than other parts, you know, like to account for rebuilding the engine. But then I've also my version of the Ecto 1, I want it to be from somewhere in that 5-year period before the first, between the first two films. So it's like not become as clapped out and run down as it were at the start of the second film.
Yeah.
But it's on its way down that line of decay.
Yeah. So they've put together the Ecto 1, but it's just put together.
Yeah, it's not, it's got like a few years on the clock since when they built it.
Yeah.
But there's massive chunks that I'm going to be entirely redesigning because, like the roof rack, that's got massive errors in it.
Yeah, I've not I've got the parts for it. I haven't built that far yet, but I've heard a lot of moans about the roof rack. I mean, I'm building it because it's a nice model from a film that I loved as a kid, and it's on the same.
Stock, it looks good when you're done.
Yeah.
It's just I want to put all of me that I can into my work.
Yes.
For roof rack, I'm going to be redesigning it so that it's not a solid block because and the individual parts are properly separated out. But then I'm also working on figuring out the electronics to turn it into a Bluetooth speaker. So that fan that's near front end, because I'm going to put a speaker in there. Then down at the back end of the roof rack, there's a white, what should be a white block, but it's not there on the parts you get sent.
Right.
That'll have all the electronics, the main circuit board that controls everything, and a rechargeable battery in it. And then there's a bit that's on I think it's on the driver's side, that's in between the fan and the block at the back, that stands up and there's pipes come out of it.
Yeah.
I'm going to be redesigning that in CAD so that I can have buttons hidden into the design, so it looks like it did in the film, but there's buttons hidden in the design.
Yeah.
For play, pause, things like that.
Yep. Yep.
I kind of worked out in my head the electronics and all that kind of stuff. It's just I need the actual parts to be sent before I can start designing, because I need the measurements.
Yeah. It's funny. I was just thinking that one of the things that bugs me is when people are complaining about inaccuracy of parts that they haven't received yet. For example, when we're on stage 126 of the Eddie Stobart. Now, I don't know if you can see it on the back there. We've built the basic framework for the floor. We've built the front and the back panel. We've now put a support in. We've got a bar going down the middle. They've given us the 2 tarpaulin sides. We've now built, I don't think you'll see it from there, but you've got a big silver bar going down one side. So obviously the tarpaulin is going to connect to that. But we've finished that bar, but we haven't been told to connect the tarpaulin. The next issue is going to be the bar on the other side. And people are complaining we haven't got a floor for the trailer. So people are going out and building their own trailer. Their own floor, and we've still got Let me have a look. We've still got another. What are we on? 131, 100 and it's 140 issues. We've still got another 16 issues to go. Now, 2 of those issues are going to be the silver bar on the other side. Then we're going to connect. We're going to have supports going across the top, which I think is going to be 3 issues. We're going to have a roof go in, obviously, a proper roof. That's probably going to be 2 issues, I reckon. And that leaves about 5 issues to do the floor. Of course, we're going to have a floor. You know, we've got just basic framework. That I think there's a reason that we're building the sides up before we do the floor.
Yeah, the way I approach the parts work is I'll wait. There'll be one that I'll become aware of it. You know, like with Ecto 1, they have the advertisement before it comes out.
Yeah.
I'll wait till after it, at least 3 or 4 months after it's been released. And that way, you've got channels like World of Wayne, who will be doing the ones that are interesting, that I'm interested in doing, like the Knight Rider car that I've done.
Yeah,
I'm close to finished. The DeLorean from Back to the Future, Ecto 1 and Terminator. So if I've waited for 3 months or 4 months after it's been released, he'll have been getting his first delivery almost as soon as it's released, because it's part of his living doing these things. And watching his videos, I can be looking ahead for errors that I can be planning out ways to.
This is why I like the Facebook groups, because I don't really like spoilers. When I do my videos, I like it to be that's the first time I've seen it. So I discover all the errors and all the little tricks and things. But people do every week, they post in the Facebook groups, got the issue, this is what it's like. 9 o'clock in the morning, they've built it and they've posted it. And you can see what's happening. I mean, for some reason, that Lancaster, they seem to be a couple of weeks ahead in the shops compared to the subscribers. Because I think it was actually building with the boys who mentioned it. I think they've just released issue 11 or issue 12, and the subscribers haven't received issue 7 to 10 yet. So, you know, they know what they're getting 5-6 weeks in advance. So there is an advantage to seeing what other people have done. I mean, like a lot of people were having trouble doing the canopy. It was breaking. So obviously, once you receive your issue, you can you got it in your head. I need to be careful here. This canopy could break. Although I think it's the way they're putting them in. Because you see some builders, they're building it and they're not breaking it. And then other people are complaining they're building. I think, you know, you're not supposed to apply the canopy like that, are you? But
I've seen something similar with Knight Rider car, because it's got that, you know, the boot. It's got the it's a glass window in effect for boot, and you got the hinges that are held in place by 4 screws. 2 go into the metal part, and 2 go into it's plastic imitating glass, but there were a bunch of them that were complaining that that the entire build were rubbish because the glass were breaking as they put the screws in, and instantly it's like, no, you're doing it wrong. You're putting it in too tight.
I know exactly what they're doing, because I remember my build from the Route Master. There was a technique I used for screwing them in, which is that I used to get a very, very thin piece of plastic, and I'd put it underneath the screw head. I'd screw the screw in, and then that plastic will stop the screw. Then you remove the piece of plastic and you then screw the rest of it very, very slowly. And all the while you're feeling for the tension. One of the things that I say over and over again on my builds, when you're screwing the plastic in, one of my catchphrases now is let the piece tell you when to stop. When the resistance happens, that's when it's time to stop. Then you stop, you feel the part. If it's still loose, give it, say, a quarter of a screw. Because if you overscrew it, you're going to break the plastic. Acrylic is even worse. You've only got to go an eighth of a screw too much and suddenly... And that bus that I've got down there, it's got a lot of windows, an awful lot. And I've not broken one of them because I've always... You screw in as normal until you get close. And that's why I put the piece of... Normally I get... with all the part works, a lot of them, they're in a box, aren't they? You get them in like a plastic, clear plastic box. Cut a piece of that plastic and put it underneath the screw so that it'll stop the screw from going in. Once the screw stops, take that plastic out and then continue to screw very, very gently, but you're feeling it rather than brute force, aren't you?
Yeah.
And yeah, like you say, so many people are complaining about... And then what they go and do is they go and put the whole thing next to the window where it's going to sit there for 140 weeks. You've got 140 weeks worth of sun coming through the window. And they wonder why one side is lighter than the other color, the other side. Yeah.
And when I'm screwing into the metal parts, I use that 3-in-1 oil.
Yeah, I don't do it enough. I'm very guilty of that. So what I end up having to do is screw it in, unscrew it, screw it, but what I've just learned from Nigel's model bench, actually, he hates people. Excuse me, I've got hiccups. Yeah, he hates people screwing the screws in with oil. And he's put me on, well, he's put us all on to a tap and die set. And he says, what you should be doing is drilling out the hole to put a screw thread in and then screw the screw in. So that's why I bought that, and I'm going to be giving that a try. But the only trouble is this is a cheap set and you can't tell what the sizes are because they're not written on the screws. But that's what I'm going to be looking at doing, is actually create the thread before I put the screw in. That's the professional way to do it. But I'll give it a try. It didn't cost that much. I did see a set on Amazon and it was like 60, 70 quid. And I managed to pick them up from eBay, and I'll certainly give them a try, because it just, I think that's what making is all about. You see someone do something. I've just learned a new technique the other day about when I paint my aircraft. What I saw some guy, what he does, he's putting bright colors down as a base coat, and then you're spraying the gray over the top, and it just gives that little bit of color modulation. So I'm like, yeah, I'll give that a go. I just wish I could give CAD a go in the way that you do it.
It's what been now about 20 plus years that I've been doing the CAD design, because when I first got into doing, I use a program called Blender that's free to download.
I've heard of Blender, yeah.
And at the time that I got it, I wanted to do physical model making, but there's no way in hell that I'd have had the budget or the space or anything to be able to get anywhere with it. So it became the cheap alternative to doing physical model making. Yeah. So when I came to do physical model making, I already had, like, a good 15 years worth of CAD design
Yeah.
where I'm trying to I'd reached a point where I can rival what you'd see in big budget movies.
Yeah. I think we need to get your confidence up enough to share these with other people, because it's, if only just for doing the service for other people. The stuff that you can do, for every one of you that can do it, there's 200 builders that can't, that would be happy to. I mean, look at, you got model mods, you've got Mike Lane model mods, you've got part work upgrades. They're just doing things that we can't, and we are happy, we as a group are happy to chuck them money to just bring the level up a little bit. Some people buy all of the mods, some people buy one or two, some people don't buy any.
You know, one of those things that is just building confidence, because it's part of why I started getting involved with, you know, like live streams.
Yeah.
In when I'm in the chat and not on camera, at first I'm, you know, like everybody, you start out when you're in chat for a few, and then possibly someone invites you on camera. So in chat, I slowly built confidence and started, you know, like being a silly sod in chat and just making daft jokes all over the place.
Yeah.
And then I got invited on to webcam, and for the first few months of being on camera, I was just sweating bullets, couldn't think.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh, Tasha. I was just about to say, let's just take a pause and see what Tasha's up to, because she's looking rather proud of what she's just done.
Yeah, I am.
I'm going to put you on big. Oh, there you go. You fixed it.
Yeah, I always do.
Yeah. See, that is obviously representing life. You've just as you get somewhere that's really nice, you'll have a little setback, and all you can do is just pick yourself up and just do it again, but better than last time. I like that. That's nice. So that is the Winnie the Pooh tree.
Yeah, Winnie.
Yours isn't right, because yours is a knockoff. It's not called Winnie the Pooh. It's called Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah, but I'm not sticking to Winnie. I'm sticking to
no,
Winnie.
because as someone pointed out, a Winnie is a poo, so it's technically called Pooh the Pooh. But yeah, it's nice, and I think that's what it's all about. If you just, doesn't matter where it came from, it's you know, you like it.
Wherever it comes from, it's still the enjoyment of building it.
Yeah, yeah. It's the I built it. It's mine. I've got a sense
that's
of
what
achievement.
I'm like. I've done it. I've built it.
Yeah. I mean, I've got these. I've got a couple of these. I've got a couple of these wooden models. This, I can thank Scott for this. I wouldn't have bought this had it not been for Scott. Excuse the missing top, but I've never done it. I mean, they're not like super hard, but they're nice. And then Peter Webster bought me this one, and this is really nice. This is the is it London Bridge, Tower Bridge?
London Bridge.
It's nothing amazing.
Tower Bridge.
And I've broken a few little bits off where I was a little slight bit too heavy-handed with it, but if I display it in the right way, it looks nice. And it's, I like it. And I've done a
couple of wooden ones.
Yeah. Scott, are you still with us? Because I think you were talking about another build along for Easter, weren't you? I hope he's still with us. I do think this just needs a little touch of wood glue in places, though. But yeah, I like that. I have that on the front. You guys can't see it, but I can. And like I say, I just describe them as nice. They're not awesome. Well, they, you know, they're not awful. They're nice. So yeah, Scott, did you? Yeah, I'm sure you said about doing another build along, because obviously, if we're going to do a build along, we want to know what we're building. And but when is it? Part of the reason I'm asking is I think, fingers crossed, if I can hang on to it, I've got the weekend off. So obviously, I'll be discussing with Tasha about doing our streams, but it'd be nice to take part in, because I missed your New Year one. And do you know the worst thing about missing it? The reason I missed the New Year stream was I had a couple of friends pop round as a surprise, and you know, obviously, if you hadn't seen friends for a while, so that's why I missed it. I've now fallen out with them, so I missed your show for nothing. Yep, still here. Yeah, Easter Saturday, Roger guitar and amp. Right. So, Tasha, we are not streaming Easter Saturday.
Yeah.
Because I am making the Roker guitar. I now remember him saying that now. Guys, how are you for streaming, carrying on streaming? Because
But
I'll
go
be
as long
honest
as
with
you
you,
are.
I'm flagging.
I'm pretty much good to go for as long as you are. I'll tend to be awake most at night anyway.
I was a bit worried you were going to say that. Oh God, what's going on here? I've just gone into Messenger and it's asking me for PIN numbers now. Sorry, I had a message popped up, so I just wanted to see what it was, and it was nothing major. But yeah, so Scott, Building with the Boys, if you haven't seen his channel, that is exactly as his channel is, Building with the Boys. He does a lot of part works. You're going to have to help me here because the names, he does a lot of Roker builds, which are these wooden models, which are really nice. He's got an absolutely lovely little series called It Came From the Internet, where he buys random stuff and builds it. One of them was the I've forgotten it now. ED 209.
Ed 209.
Ed 209, yeah. Is it Ed? Is it Ed or is it ED?
Ed 209.
It is Ed. Yeah.
When it gets introduced, it's introduced
Yeah,
as Ed
that's
209.
right. See, it just shows how much of a geek I'm not. But yeah, that was nice. And that was quite funny because when he did the series, he didn't reveal what it was. And then a few days later, he went back and edited and said what it was. And I knew what it was just from the thumbnail. It's the only one that I got even close with the guesses. But yeah, I'm pleased with that one. And then, but he does some nice build. Because one of the things I like about his part works is he won't just build the part work. He'll then have the discussion at the end about something relevant. What is it? The one where he's going on about the villains? Something to do with Marvel. Gauntlet, of course it is. Right. So we've got Roker, Row Life, Fun Hole, JM Bricklayer, Partworks, Random Bills, Weekly Catch Up, Monkey Tennis. I've no idea what that is, and a bit of everything, and wrestling, because his son is hopefully a title-holding wrestler. It's the only time I've ever rooted for the bad guy, you know, is his son. Obviously, normally you root for the good guys, don't you?
Yeah.
And wrestling. I caught a clip this morning. He done this weekly catch up. Was it this morning or yesterday? But I watched it this morning, and he's put a link in for a wrestling site, and I jumped on that one because this is not a lot of content, and that's great. When you discover a YouTube channel, and like they've got 4,000 subscribers, they've been running for 8 years, and you think, oh, this is a good channel. You watch the video that's caught you, then you go through their entire back catalogue, which takes you years. So this wrestling channel, I've subscribed to it. I'm in the process of watching their only the 2 videos. And it's great because now it means I can watch every single video without having to sit there and binge watch. So hopefully I've got in at the right time. Us, it's this Saturday. Is it? Fingers crossed he wins on Saturday. Yeah, I am rooting for him, and hopefully the video will go up on that wrestling channel. So Tasha, you're having fun.
Yeah, I'm all right.
Good. I just realised something I've got to put in your package. You know what I'm talking about, don't you, Dan? I'm teaching her. No, it's a piece of foam.
Squishy
So
foam.
we're doing scale models. Why am I putting a piece of foam in?
I have no idea.
Well, I know you won't know because I haven't taught you that yet. Chipping.
Oh yeah, for dub.
Yep, that's it. That's going in your box, Tasha. Yep. I've got, do you know, I got a package the other day and it was something I really wanted. I looked forward to buying it, and it came with a piece of square foam on the bottom and on the top. And I got more excited about that than I did the actual package. I'm like, oh, foam. Yes, always keep foam. So, oh, no, it wasn't that. And this is my new favorite toy, is my vortex shaker. I absolutely love it. It's for paint pot shaking.
All right.
And it is, do you know, I've put off buying one for years because it's the cost. I'm a skinflint, and my attitude has always been, why should I spend 50, 60 quid when I can do that?
Mm-hmm.
But it's the hassle of getting the brand new paint and doing it because you have to do it for extra long. And I saw this for 30 quid on Amazon, and I like Amazon because you can send stuff back easily. And I bought it, and I've done it. There'll be a video coming out in a couple of weeks. I got various pots of paint that I've never used, and one of them I tipped some out, and it was just all water. And then there was another one I'd give it a little shake with my hand, and that was okay, but not perfect. And then there was this one, and you should be shaking it for sort of 10, 20 seconds for a new pot, but I was only doing it for about 5 seconds, and the result is absolutely amazing. Nearly dropped it then. But the only issue I've got with this one, these suckers aren't very good. So you can't stick it firmly to the table quite so well. But you can on a tile. But it's brilliant. It really does shake your paint really, really well. And I think it's a solid investment. But this one cost me 30 quid. And I'd say it's a solid investment for that price.
Oh.
What was that, Dan?
Fun.
Yeah.
Sounds a bit like my air compressor from other room. That.
Oh, do you know what? This is noisier than my air compressor. The one I used to have, it was, the neighbors would hear it. And this one I've got, it's one of these cheap generic ones. You know how they make things plain, and then when they get an order come in from a company, they say, what brand name would you like us to stamp on it? It's one of those. And when I saw the price, I thought it's a bigger compressor than my last one. And I thought, it's not going to be that good. But listen. Oh, hang on, it's not plugged in. That'd help, wouldn't it?
Oh, yeah, it'll certainly work with it unplugged.
Yeah, I unplugged it because I was playing with a vortex mixer. Right. There you go. That compressor is on.
Can't hear
And
it.
now it's off. Exactly. And you would think this would make a lot more noise, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm right
Yeah.
next to it now, so you can hear it. But it is the perfect air compressor for a YouTuber.
Well, I got around the noise issues of the air compressor. I've got it in the little space that's under stairs behind that door.
Yeah,
And it's sort of wedged. There's a fridge that's in there as well. You know, stand up fridge freezer.
yeah,
And then I put a load of that soundproofing foam around it.
yeah,
So it's only really when I'm in, you know, like on camera or in a hangout somewhere that
yeah.
the noise would be a problem. But it gets on my nerves if I hear it myself.
Yeah.
Hi, Rachel.
Hi, Rachel. Nice shot of your arm,
I know,
Tasha.
it's good, isn't it? It's
Love
because
your
I'm
arm,
hiding
Tasha.
from the screen right now. I'm having a break
What?
and having a pag.
Oh, I see. You're doing that, are you?
Mm.
Right. Well, I've done next to nothing, but I really don't care. I've stuck these little curly bits on the top of the wheels, but I don't want to paint. I don't want to stick these on the tank because it's going to be awkward to paint them. But I am chuffed with this build, you know. My first ever tank, and it's apart from the little tiny bits that I've lost that pinged off everywhere, it's brilliant. I love it. Let me move my camera.
How's
So-
your shirt, Rachel?
Something's afoot.
Huh?
Sorry, that was a terrible joke. Something's afoot. Sorry, that was a terrible joke. I know. Did I tell you my my falcon thing? My falcon fact. You'll love this, Dan, because you're a geek. So falcons live to be 12 to 15 years old. So that means that there are no falcons alive that were born before the year 2000. So that means that every falcon that's currently alive is a millennial falcon.
And that's why I want a falcon.
Oh, that's right. Yes. Yeah, you that was you said that. Yeah, okay. Yeah, sorry. Here's me reusing jokes, but I can see Scott with his notepad out now going, I'm going to use that on my next weekly catch up. That's pretty good. Oh, there was a picture I saw on Facebook of someone had taken a picture and measured an action figure of a stormtrooper and an action figure of Luke Skywalker, and that you could see the ruler next to it, and it said something like "You're wrong, Leah," and it turned out the figure of the Luke Skywalker was actually taller than the stormtrooper. And I thought that was good, but that was one of those "if you know" jokes, isn't it?
Yeah.
So obviously it's a play on the line. You're a little bit short for a stormtrooper. Rachel's saying, "Love your Winnie Pooh Lego."
Yeah.
Do you want to show it off more?
1 second. Let
'Cause
me.
Me and Dan has pretty much been hogging the limelight here, haven't we?
Well, kind of used to it.
Time for you to strut your stuff.
Yeah, strut your stuff. Show us your poo.
Let me just move that out the way. I've got more building to add to that.
So you said you're sort of about halfway, just over halfway through, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm quite far away in now. I'm on stage 5 of the bags. So, excuse that. Never mind.
I have no idea what you're talking about there, Tasha.
No. Nor me.
So it's all hinged and everything, look.
Yeah. It's coming along. I've still got the tree and all that to build yet. And then I've got to build, after stage 5 and 6, all the tigers, the rabbit, Eeyore, piglet, And there's Rachel's favourite, Pooh Bear.
Nice. That's just
Yeah.
reminded me of a fact that I saw somewhere. So in the Star Wars Legos, a lot of them feature a random pink brick buried inside the model. Apparently the story goes, it's a little bit of an in-house joke with the Lego designers, that they win apparently if they manage to incorporate a pink brick into their kit, they one of the wives of one of the workers will bake them a cake and bring it in. So it's always this incentive to get a pink brick. So if you do any of the Star Wars kits and there's just a random pink brick, you know why. So Rachel says yes, Pooh Bear, I love. Joy Toy World. Could have said that, Tasha.
Hmm?
You could have said that.
Once this lot goes, it goes. It's never coming back to this site. So once the kits are sold out fully, then
Oh,
it's
it's
coming back.
last production run, is it?
Yeah, last productions. Once they're out of productions, that's it.
Right.
I've still got Wally, and I've still got
I'm looking forward to the Wally one because that's one that I like.
I've got Groot. But
Oh, and I like Groot as well.
Venom Groot, this one is.
I think because when I say I 3D prints, I don't design anything. I just go on to what's that site where I download stuff?
Thingiverse.
Oh, Thingiverse, that's it. And I found a really nice Groot, and I blew him up to really, really big. And he took about 3 days to print, and the whole bed slipped about 1 inch from the top. So the top of his head just kind of goes, and so he's got no top of his head. And I did actually print him off for a friend of mine, and she's a big Liverpool fan. So I said, well, what I'll do is I'll try and find like a baby's Liverpool hat, and we'll put the Liverpool hat on the top of the Groot to cover up the mistake. So I've got this.
The one, that Thingiverse, I tend to kind of look at it in the same way as a bits box, you know.
Yes.
Where I can go in, because the STL files, you can import them into Blender.
Yeah.
And then pull them to bits.
Yeah, this is the thing. If I had the designing skills, because you often see someone's got a design and then there might be 6 or 7 remixes of it. And a lot of those designs I've looked at and I've gone, yeah, that's good, but I would like it to have this. And then that's when your design skills come in. I'm only at the stage where, yeah, I'll do it or I won't. But there's some good stuff on there. What was it I did? There was one of the print in place things that I did, and those I really like. So you get the whole design comes out in one piece and it all breaks, so it's got like chain links and things like that on it.
My mouse, I can probably show you.
But if I had a friend who had mad design skills, that would be awesome, wouldn't it, Dan?
That a subtle hint.
No hints at all.
Well, this one's my latest 3D model, because I wanted to make my own action figure in 1/6 scale.
Yeah.
So I'll leave it for you to guess as to who the head belongs to.
That is the T200. Oh, that's just gone fat. That's nice. Did you design all of that?
Yep.
Then that is crazy mad, because getting faces right. I mean, I have trouble getting faces to look like faces, let alone look like a specific person.
But it's the part that's exposed T800 skull.
Yeah.
That is pulled out from a T800 in its entirety, just the endoskeleton, no skin on it.
Yeah.
That I built be at least 15 years ago.
Yeah.
And then I'd made an Arnold Schwarzenegger somewhere on. I've got a version of Arnold Schwarzenegger's head that doesn't have this damage.
Yeah.
I'd basically put the T800 robot head inside
Yeah.
Arnie's head, and then you just use the deflate to, to make indents
Yeah.
and delete out most of his human eye, and then 3D print it off.
Yeah.
If I go to back to my face cam, I can show you the end results of my 3D print.
Spirit. No, don't get in trouble, Missy. No, that's paint water. You know you don't drink. What is it? I've got 2 tubs of water, clean water and water that I've been cleaning my brushes out. She always tries to drink the dirty water, not the clean water.
Right, I'm going to have to go because I'm getting tired.
Yeah, I'm heading the same way.
So
There you go.
starting
That's
to lag
the
now.
finished print of a custom T800 that I wanted. So it's the same.
Nice.
If I bring him to under the camera too, I got better lighting now.
You've just got such mad skills there, Dan. That is brilliant.
It's my next challenge for myself is to because there's bits that I've bought in to make this custom T800. So
Right.
my next challenge is to design in Blender and then 3D print an entire model kit of something. It's most likely going to be, the worker bees from Star Trek: The Motion Picture.
Yeah.
It's most likely going to be one of those.
Nice.
But that takes almost as long as the parts work.
Yeah. Yeah. So, are you tempted by the R2D2?
Night, guys.
Take care, Tasha. I'll bring you up on full so you can say goodbye.
Let me twist around.
Sorry, we've been really horrible and cut you out, haven't we? I didn't mean to.
Right, I'll see you all soon.
Thank you for joining us, Tasha, and I know Terry was happy that you've joined us.
Usually is, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm going to leave it at stage 5 for another time.
Yeah, well, take your time on it. No need to rush it. Is there no need to get it all done in one day?
No, it's taken me quite a while to do this up to here anyway.
Yeah, but no, if you're having fun
all
with
the
it.
damn parts and everything like that. So I've got a couple of parts coming next week because there's a couple of parts missing.
Right.
So
Well, that's not a good advert for the company, is it?
It happens time to time, doesn't it? So,
yeah.
But yeah, I'm going to bed.
Okay, well, look after yourself. And are you planning to see us at any particular time, or is it just random?
I think. Well, we're live tomorrow, aren't we?
Oh, we are, aren't we? Well, today now.
Tonight.
Yeah, well, it is tonight now, technically, because it's gone midnight.
Yeah. So, and I'm invited tomorrow on a live at 12 p.m.
Well, don't get streamed out, will you?
So, well, that's normally a couple of hours, and I normally have a couple of hours sleep after anyway.
So, do you want to advertise who you're going to be on with at 12?
I'll be with Michelle.
Right.
Tomorrow at 12. Tomorrow at 7 o'clock with you. And that's as far as I know. It'll probably
So
be Saturday morning with Michelle, Sunday morning with Michelle. So
right.
that's where I'll be. But I tend to not share the stream onto my YouTube.
Do you not?
No.
Is that because for any particular reason?
I just don't like to take the mickey out of people's
Right.
streams, so
Oh,
but
see now
that's me.
I use it and abuse it on Little History.
I do on Little History because he always tells me to.
Yeah.
So
Uh,
you know,
No,
he always says
I'm not
share it
here
on your
because I like
stream.
I'm not here because I like Little History. I'm just here just to get me watch hours up. Joking.
It will
Joking.
surprise me. But anyway, I'm going to bed and I'll see everybody, well, some people at 12 o'clock tomorrow.
Right, so I will be looking out for that. Then I'll probably have that on the background while I do some proper work. And by proper work, I mean I'll be doing some washing up and some washing and starting to get me bag.
Okie dokie.
Hang on, I'm confused now. Today isn't Saturday, is it? We're now on
No,
Friday. So when you say
Friday.
tomorrow, so Michelle's stream is on Saturday, is it?
No, we're live today, which is Friday.
Right, so Michelle's stream is on Friday.
Yeah, 12
Right.
p.m., which is today.
Okay, that's fine. I'm not so
Live with
confused
you
now.
later in the evening, 7 p.m.
Yeah, okay.
Live again Saturday morning, usually with Michelle, and Sunday morning with Michelle.
Right.
So
Got it. I
it's
think
usually
I've
about
got it.
11 o'clock
So,
Saturday and Sunday.
guys, if anyone is confused, as I was a little bit, the simpler way to not be confused is just subscribe to the channels and then the notifications pop up and tell you when they're on. It's
Yep.
that simple. Much easier than trying to remember stuff.
So you'll catch me about 12 o'clock today.
Right. Fantastic. I will look out for that then.
Right, take care all.
All right then. Take care. Bye.
Bye.
Missing you already.
Stop nicking my sayings.
That's my saying. Thank you very much.
No, it's not. I've said it ever since I've been in here.
We'll argue about this later on.
I'll argue with it every day.
I know you'll argue about anything, won't you?
Yeah.
Right.
I'm going.
All right. Take care, Tasha.
Bye.
All right. Just me and you, Dan.
Yeah. Dynamic duo.
What's that?
The dynamic duo.
Well, if you want to call us that. But yeah, no, I'm really fascinated by I just wish I had half the mad design skills that you had. But like you say, you got all that experience, haven't you?
Yeah.
So,
spent
but it's funny
years
that they
building.
say geeks take over the world. Back in the 70s and 80s, being a geek was a bad thing. But look at people like Bill Gates now.
Mhm.
You know, they rule the world, don't they?
The majority of it, of the blender skills I have, it's just the same as you'd get with, building physical models. You find a starting point and you build on it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
The only thing that's different between me and someone who's just starting out is the length of time I've spent doing it.
See, it's one thing that people have commented on is I have a very good typing speed, and that is just really the fact that I've been using computer keyboards since I was 14. I'm not taught, it's just that I've been using them. Microsoft Office I'm good at because I've been using it for a long time. And I'm also, what can I do with this? Years ago, I used to do databases for a company I worked at, and I used to do these databases in Lotus Approach. And the company paid for the support line. And there's a couple of times I've rung Lotus support up and I'm telling them stuff that I've been doing, and they haven't got a clue because they didn't think it was possible for me to do it. And it's like, well, this is crazy. Maybe I should be the support line. and I'd say like, well, I've done this calculation and I've cross-referenced it with that calculation. How do I get it to? So you've done what? They'd go. I said, well, no, you can't do that. I said, well, I have. But I just found database. I mean, my spreadsheets. I love my spreadsheets. Any excuse to open up a spreadsheet, I'm on it. I have my I have a spreadsheet for my YouTube schedule, and I have it all color coded, so that if it's when I get the part works coming, I'll show you actually, because everyone is going to go geek. Present, share screen, window. So this is my schedule for YouTube. Anything, it's not up to date actually, but so this Eddie Stobart there, that should be that color, because that's telling me that's the next issue that's come in. When the issues come in, they go that color of red. When I filmed the footage, they go yellow. So like my Lancaster there, issue 6 and 7, the footage has been filmed, but I haven't made the video. Then when the video is made, I do it green. And then when I've uploaded it to YouTube, it goes light green. And every week, I just hide the top lines, so they're out of the way. And then I've got it color coded for this week, next week, and last week. And then I've built a page for, because you got to have your macro buttons, haven't you?
Nods his head as if he knows what a macro button is.
So what a macro button is, it's well, what a macro is, it's a little calculation that tells it to do something. It's a mundane task. So obviously I've got a million tabs at the bottom. So building with the boys, nerds. couldn't resist. So you've got all of these tabs. There's hundreds of tabs there. So I hide them up. Now, if I want to go to schedule to get to it, I have to unhide, and then I have to select the tab wherever it is. Can't find it. It has actually gone. Oh, there it is, right at the top. Now, an easier way to do that is to make a little button. You assign a little calculation, assign that to a button. So when I press that button, it just does all that unhiding. And then I've got another button called home, which hides it up again. And then I've got this is my list of my AK paints with all the conversions. And there should be, here we go. So if I go to, so when I type color codes in there, it automatically brings up the conversion, because it just cross-references it with my list of paints. I don't know what this and that is. Oh, that's just random stuff. And then I've got you'll see this on my Lancaster videos. This is my little comparison of things. I'm trying to rate the Hachette and the Hong Kong models. So look, spoiler alert, guys, up to issue 7, the Hong Kong models version is losing. The Hachette version is winning 11-10. So that's spoiler for you. But yeah, I do. So that's one thing I can do, and databases and, you know, basic Microsoft Office guy stuff. Mark the Spider Guy, how are you? Thank you, Mark, for the support on my channel recently. I really appreciate it. And then he says, hi, everyone. I haven't caught up with your channel yet. I have subscribed because you have lots of things on your channel that scares the hell out of me, but I'm okay with them on a screen. If you brought them round to my house and showed me, I'd be like, get out of my house and make sure you've taken them with you. I'm sorry, I don't like spiders.
To I've got at least one video on my channel. Not much point in subscribing because I don't have. It's
Why
just
not?
random waffle.
I'm right. I'm going to stop you there, Dan. I'm going to disagree. If I right, so your content, the kind of things that you're into is the kind of things that I'm into. Right. So yes, well, you make stuff. So I would subscribe to your channel, right? If in some point in the future you decide to start releasing videos, I then get a notification about something that I'm most likely going to be interested in.
Well, I was thinking more along the lines of the first. I think it's the first video that I uploaded. Just at the time, it were, just to see if I could, kind of like, and work out how it's done. And first one is about a psycho spider in my house that wants to kill me.
Well, that'll be me unsubscribing again then. No, but the way I see it is, if you have someone comes onto your chat, so they're automatically interested in something that you've got a similar interest there, haven't you? The fact that they're watching your live means that they're interested in what you do. So there's your common interest. Then they start getting involved in chat and they say, oh yeah, I 3D print modifications for the Ecto 1. Yeah. And then I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to subscribe to his channel, because if he ever does release a video, that could be useful information for me. Now, if 200 or 300 people think the same way, you've now got 200 subscribers. So now you're starting to think, well, actually, people are interested in my interest. Maybe it's now worth me doing a video. So I'll make a video and I can pump that out to 200 subscribers. We'll see how that feeds back. So you'll probably get 20, 30, 40 views on that. If you actually get 500 views, now you know that more people are watching it than, but you might get 500 views and your subs go up by 50. And what that might be is YouTube won't really push out a channel with 1 subscriber. But the fact that you've got 200, they're ready to pump your channel out. Now, also, you've got 200 people. Now, if half of the people really love that channel, they're now going to go, oh, have you seen this? And that's why you're starting to get more views than you're getting subscribers. But then those non-subscribers who are seeing your video now turns into subscribers. Now you're getting feedback that people are interested in what you do. That then pushes you to do another video, and that's how your channel grows. There you go. Building with a Boy says she's right, So I will subscribe to people with no content purely because it shows that I'm interested in what they do. And if and when they ever do release a video, it will come straight into my notifications. Otherwise, what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to check 200 channels every day just to see if there's new content. I don't want to do that. I want a little box that says Dan's released a new video.
I've got a video. It's going to be a very, very short one. But lots of people have been saying about me Optimus Prime.
Yeah.
Showing how to get.
And you've now got someone there ready. There. No, there's someone that is now interested in your content because you said 2 words, Optimus Prime. So this guy that I've just highlighted is instantly going, oh, Optimus Prime. So you've now got 2 people at least watching this stream that are interested in your content. Now, obviously, once you release content, that's up to you. If you put a really terrible video out, we might unsubscribe. But at least I'm ready to see your content. That's the way I see it anyway. I'm also not going to push you for content because you've said you've got confidence issues. But what I personally will do is I will give constructive critique in the comments if I feel it needs it. Most of the time I just say good video, and then I like to add something which proves that I've watched the video, because one of my pet peeves is if I make an hour-long video and I get a comment 5 minutes after it's released saying great video, I'm like, you ain't watched it, because you've still got another 55 minutes at least.
Well, for purposes of you know, keeping the editing simple, I'm just sticking to do a video that shows how to get a simple piece to look, you know, get that metallic rusty, you know, bit of rust in there kind of finish.
Yeah. Well, I'll be interested in that. I've seen a few videos on rust effects, and different people do it different ways. And if you do it differently
I've not seen anyone do it in quite. I've seen lots of different ways, but I've never seen anyone do it quite the way that I do, because I'm taking a little bit of Warhammer painting style, and but then I'm using this MIG paint that I'm using brush paint in it. That it's meant to go out of an airbrush, not brush paint. So I've for some reason, talking about what I'm doing as I'm doing it distracts from what I'm doing.
That is the trouble. That is the trouble.
So
I often say that when I'm filming, it makes it, I can't build as quick and I can't build as much. That you kind of have to find the balance. But you saying about painting the way you do, that's exactly how I am. I scale model the scale modeling way, but I come from a bit of a figure painting background, and I paint the Warhammer way. So when I get this, I love showing, you know, I love showing this off. I know you've all seen it a million times, but I don't care. So this is a pilot for a scale model, but it's been painted the Warhammer way. And when I tell people when I tell scale modelers who have never done fantasy figures how I do it, they then go, oh, that's a good idea. But likewise, because I'm more figure painting than scale models, I'm picking up techniques about scale models, but the way I've picked up the highlights. I've seen a lot of scale modelers paint their figures, and don't get me wrong, they're good, but they lack just that little something, and that's because they're not doing the highlights in the figure painting way. You know what I'm talking about there, don't you?
Yeah.
And it's all about forcing the highlights.
Well, for the video that I'm making of how to get this rust effect that I'm using all over the place, I got the piece to a point where, you know, it's off the sprue, it's been cleaned up, and it's been primed. I'm not, because as far as I'm aware, anyone who's going to be attempting this kind of model, you know, I'm catering to people who know how to do.
Yeah, I tend to think those basics, you want to pump them out as separate videos. Do a video on this is how to prime, and then on all your videos you can then say I prime it in the usual way. You could even put a link up to your video how to prime. I mean, I've done it a little bit different with the Lancaster. Each time I do a technique for the first time, I explain it, because I with the Lancasters, I'm taking the approach that it's kind of appealing to part work builders that might want to do the scale model version, so they may not know about because you don't clean up parts, you don't prime parts with part works, do you? I'll just get this comment in right quick. Rise Dam Design says hello. How are you? Hello. So anyway, sorry, Dan, I put you off there. Carry on.
I've kept it as simple as I can for video, where I'll just basically say, this is the part that I'm going to be adding rust to.
Yeah.
Just use black mecha primer, and then I show the bottle on the camera.
Yeah.
The audio of me talking, I'm going to dub it over what I've recorded.
Yeah. Voiceover's fine. Yeah.
And then, so I then say, right, first we're going to be putting on the big rust effect. So I'm using the down camera for the recording, but I then show the bottle to the camera, you know, so that you can see the label.
Yeah, I do that. A lot of people will bring it up on text what they've used. They put it in the corner. I just find it easier just to go. I'm using REF Dark Grey AK 11840, and then I show the bottle. I just find that a lot easier than going through and editing all your videos and going AK and then writing in the top. But no, it sounds perfect. You've laid out the plan. This is what we are going to achieve. So people aren't watching your video and going, well, what's he doing? I can see him doing stuff, but I don't know what he's doing. So you start off by saying, we are going to do this. This is how I'm going to do it. And this is the result.
Yeah. And then at the end of the video will end with a photograph that I've then edited into the video to show, so that you can get a very clear view, because my camera goes a bit blurry in place.
Yeah.
So you get a very, very clear, crisp image that's best I can make it from my iPhone, and see the finished effect. And length of time it takes me to get a piece of grey plastic to look like slightly rusty metal, it took me less than 5 minutes. So it's a very short video that's very much to the point.
Yeah. No, and that's what sometimes that's all people want. I've got this, I know it's a different subject, but I've got this instrument panel from Airscale for the Lancaster. And I'm having to watch videos on how to do it. Now, the best video out there is from Nigel's modeling bench. Part 1 is 45 minutes. That's just part 1. And I'm having to watch this a few times to pick it up. It's not easy. I can't quite picture in my head exactly what I'm doing. If there was a 5-minute version somewhere out there that I could watch as well, and I'll use the Nigel's modeling bench to watch in detail how to do it, then I can keep watching the 5-minute video as bullet points. So the fact that you're doing, I mean, if people do not know how to do Rust at all, there's people out there that are doing lengthy tutorials, and I would say they're the ones you want to watch. You get the in-depth one, but then watch the shorter ones to get it implanted in your brain, because you're at the point now you can do it without even thinking about it, can't you? Just pick up a bottle, get your brushes, and off you go. But not everyone's like that. Do us a favor, Dan, and you can you post your channel link into chat, and then I will post it back, and it'll go on to my channel, and then that way everyone can choose. But like I say, I just want to double check I am subscribed to your channel, but actually make it easier. Just type something into chat, and then I'll pick that up, because I've got mod rights. I can actually view your channel.
I'm not sure if that gone in. Not letting me this comment. Oh, hang on. It's
I don't know if you're watching at the moment, but Spectrum E4E4, thank you for that kind comment, and I will answer that honestly. Right, I'm just trying to find Terry's. I'm subscribed to so many channels Oh, here you go. Oh, you've subscribed to me. Thank you so much. There you go.
Oh,
Right.
yeah,
Right.
here's
So I've got your channel. So I'll copy that. I'll post that into chat so it goes on to my channel. So everyone watching. But I think you'll get a couple of subscribers just on the basis that you have the common interest. But like I said before, and I'm so happy Scott agreed with me, people will subscribe because you've got the interest, because then that way, you know, oh, there's that channel I subscribed to 3 years ago. He's now producing some content and it's just popped up on my notifications. And then, as I say, where your channel goes after there is up to you. If you produce good videos, you will get even more subscribers, but you just got that little platform. Based on what you've just said, I am eagerly awaiting your videos coming out whenever you decide to do them, because you've just described something to me that is useful in my model making. I don't tend to do rust effects at the moment on my scale models, but my figures I do. And the way I do my scale model rust, like if I'm doing Skaven or something and I want a rusty sword, what's that stuff you can get? It's a technical paint, and it's like browny greeny liquid with little dots in it. Do you know the one I mean? Is it,
one.
I want to say Rise of Rust, but it's not.
I'm not sure, because I've just sort of found what works. And
yeah, well, I'll see if I can find it on the Games Workshop site, because it is absolutely amazing. What I do is I just slap it on really thick and heavy, and it adds that undertone of rust with a little bit of texture. And then what I do is I dry brush it with a very, very light dry brush with silver. And then the Rise of Rust dry paint that they've got, I'll dot that in various places. But it is absolutely, but it's awful stuff, and it absolutely destroys brushes. But the results
I can save you a few brushes on that front, because getting that rougher texture for rust is included in how to do it, just using.
There you go then. So yeah, you've just got me even more hooked then. So all I can say then, Dan, is hurry up, make this video.
Well, I've got the recording, the visual edit part of the video done. I just need to sit down with my microphone and do the voiceover, and then it should, in theory, be done. And I'm just going to give it very simple title, like Rusty Metal.
Yeah.
So it's probably going to be somewhere into tomorrow before, when I sit down and watch it. And I've got my idea for the voiceover is to sit and say it as though I'm actually doing it, to marry the audio up with the visual.
Yeah, I've just found that paint called I've gone and lost it now. It's called Typhus Corrosion, and what it does is it adds this texture to it. Let me just do a quick share. I'm not going to show this for too long, because it is technically, I'm sure they won't have a problem, but it's so you just slap this horrible, it's a horrible brown stuff, but it's got little tiny fine bits of sand in it, which just adds that little bit of texture to it. So it's the right color, isn't it?
Yeah. Essentially, it looks very much like the dark rust.
There we go. And then look, and then he's going to just dry brush Rise of Rust over. Now that Rise of Rust looks very, very strong color because you're dry brushing it. and because you're dry brushing it over a texture.
Mhm.
But the only drawback with Games Workshop is they're a little bit cartoony and a little bit, I mean, they're designed so that you can come in with no knowledge, pick up a couple of pots of paint and get a good result. If you want to get a top-notch result, then you need to start looking at other things. But you can literally pick up 2 pots of paint there and get a good result.
Well, on this part that I'm doing, it's just those 2 paints.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
and that's literally it. And to get that textured rust effect, it's literally instead of brush strokes, you know, where you're going length at thing,
yeah.
stippling motion and keep doing it until
Yes,
the paint dries.
yes. And you build that up slowly as well, don't you?
Yeah, and it gives you the rough texture, and
Yeah.
then because it's dried as I'm doing the stippling motion. Soon as I'm finished doing the stippling, I can immediately jump to the metallic paint and then just dry brush it on. So it's like because the kits that have taken me interest that I wanted to have that rust effect, they have a high parts count, and
Right.
so I wanted to get through all the high number of parts as quickly
Yeah.
as I could. So I needed to make it as simple as I could.
Yeah. Right, I'll just do a quick catch up. Building with the Boys says subs. You got a good 2 or 3 subs out of this stream today. Mark the Spider Guy, subscribe, Dan. Hey Spider Guy. Hi, Building with the Boys. When's your next video, Dan? When's your next video, Dan? Dan. When's your next video? Where's the video, Dan? Where is it? Just preparing you for your YouTube mage. Yeah, I don't know if he's having a little friendly pop at me, because I did send him an email saying, when's your next Lancaster coming out? And I feel awful because we've all got full-time jobs and things, and we can only do what we can do. And it's me sending him messages going, when's your next video? And then the next day he brings out a weekly catch-up saying, oh, it's that mental time of the year, I've just got so much work on. And I'm thinking, is that aimed directly at me, or is that just general? And so I just leave him now. But then he also, if I'm sending him messages saying, when's your next YouTube video, does that not show that I love his channel so much I just can't wait for the next one? Oh, not you, it's the Disney fans. Well, I can understand that. So Building with the Boys does the Disney Doll's House, and when that first came out, I think like a lot of people, I went, I'm doing something like that, that's a bit silly, isn't it? And then I'm watching the videos and I'm like, that looks like a really nice build. And I think every video that everyone makes, they go, this is really nice. And I'm like looking at it and I'm going, I wish I'd jumped on that boat now. But I've got a plan for Doll's House. I'm building my own house. I'm actually studying plans on minimum sizes of rooms and how much floor space you need in total for a house. And it's quite technical, actually, based on how many stories you have and how many bedrooms, and it's all various sizes and things. And I'm just going to build a wooden, just a structure, and I'm going to do all the rooms, and I'm going to wallpaper them. And because I found a site, it's all going to be 1/12 scale. It's probably going to be too big for my house, but there you go.
At the end of it, you can tell everyone that you've got 2 houses, one to live in and one that's just for show.
Well, I'm thinking what might be a better idea is, rather than building one house, if I build the rooms so that it kind of like a jigsaw puzzle, so I can put them together to form a house, but then I can take them apart. So if I want to work on the living room, I just have the living room, and then they all go together, because I think that's going to help with space, isn't it? And also I can stack rooms on, and it's probably going to be a loft project.
It's a similar thing that they do with Coronation Street, you know, where they've the houses that are the newer ones, not the terraced houses. They're the sets they made so that they can take it apart and turn it into the house next door.
And all of them have only got one wall, haven't they?
Mm-hmm.
Because they're filming from the back and from the street. So you're either seeing inside, so you're seeing, if you look at all the shots on Coronation Street, most of the shots inside the house are facing towards the wall that points onto the street, because that's where the wall is. If you paint, obviously some shots are different, like kitchens and stuff, but yeah, that's basically how they do it. It's all good, interesting stuff, isn't it? Haunted Railway says hi Penny and Dan. Hi Jake. Hi Mark. Cool conversation. I gotta go later, everyone. Just subbed Penny, well done. Was that to Dan or to me? But thank you if you subbed to me, because I think I have just without going into too much detail, I know it's oh my god, I think my subs have just gone down. I'm sure I had 907 earlier on. I know this is totally wrong, but I'm actually channel chasing. I'm actually aiming to go above someone else's channel, and I've just achieved it. But I think most of my channels is actually genuine subscribers who have like what I do. So I'm so close to 1,000. So I'm doing a channel update for the weekend, and I'll explain a lot of things, but I'm just going to reformat my channel a little bit. And what I find I'm doing is I'm putting myself under too much pressure to get this video out on that day and that video on that day. And I think I'm just going to change it. Like the scale models, rather than bringing a video out every week, and then I'm putting myself under, I've got to get this done because I haven't got a video for Sunday. I think what I'm going to do is when I build a model, I'm going to create all of the parts for the videos, and I'm not going to publish the first one until I've made the last video. And then I'll publish one video a week until it's finished. And then if I haven't got another one ready for when that finishes, tough. There'll just be a gap for a week. And I'm probably going to end up once my part works, because there's a part works I want to get rid of. They're just getting too much hassle. The hassle I've had this week with Fan Home. Every time I speak to Fan Home, I get a completely different answer to stuff. I had a conversation with him the other day on email, and I've convinced myself that they're using AI for email, because they were answering questions I wasn't even asking, and it was just crazy. So and the thing is, the ET and the Robocop builds are really good, and I don't, if I turned around and went, that's it, I want to cancel the builds, I am cutting my whole face off just for the sake of it. What is it? No, what does it say? Cutting your nose off to spite your face. That's it. That's basically what I'd be doing it. No, not yet. The Disney fans are all over me. Oh, not you. The Disney fans are all over me. You, Penny. Oh, thank you. Nice. Do you have your 4K watch hours? No, I'm pushing for my 3K watch hours so that I can get all the super chats and stuff like that. But it's not the super chats that I'm after, because the super chats and things like that, that's relying on people to actually physically give you money. And I think that's too much of an ask. But I am pushing for the 4K so that I can do monetization. And then what my aim is, YouTube is going to be my retirement plan. I'm going to be retiring in 15, 20 years. If I can build a channel up that earns me, say, £100 a month, I can then use that money to buy kits and paint and stuff to do on YouTube. So my hobby then becomes self-funding. And then obviously I've now got this, I know it's only an affiliate link, but I've got the affiliate link with Rosemary and Co. So I want to push that. That gives me a small kickback on anything anyone buys. But one of the things that I really like is they do a create your own paintbrush set. So I can actually build up a set of brushes, and they're really cheap. I just can't believe it. They're handmade brushes for a fraction of the cost of other manufacturers at the same quality. If I told you what I was paying, this brush here, which one is it? This one is a brush here. It's handmade, sable, absolutely beautiful brush, £2. That's cheaper than a Humbrol synthetic brush, isn't it? That's absolutely crazy prices. But if I can create my own set of brushes, then people can then just click on a link. Here's my money. And they haven't got to think about the brushes. Someone's done the thinking for them. Haunted Railway says, I don't know what channel Dan's channel is. So Dan's channel is nothing on it at the moment, but he is looking at painting techniques. The stuff he's been doing to his Ecto 1 is absolutely mad. Absolutely amazing. Building with the Boys says, shorts and vids under 10 minutes in your hours. Yes. So I've always aimed to get my videos less than 10 minutes, but I fail miserably at that. Shorts I can't do. I've tried doing them on my mobile phone. I don't know if it's something to do with the phone or something, but YouTube just crashes every time I upload a short. I did manage to get one up the other week. But yeah, I'm thinking of a format for my scale models. It means that they have to be more heavily edited. But I think I can get them down to a nice short 10 minutes. But I mean, the Lancasters, absolutely forget that one. That is never happening. I'm struggling to get them down to less than an hour. But I think they're going to be, I'm going to just try and tailor them for a little bit because of the length that I can't, let's say I can't seem to get them less than an hour. But by the time I've done the reaction to your videos and done the spreadsheet at the end, there isn't an awful lot of time left to do the actual build. So I think I'm going to try and tailor them more for people that are just sitting, chilling and relaxing rather than just knocking off the notifications. Lives are great, but you don't really get rewatch hours. No, this is the thing. And where I fall down on the lives, I can't pinpoint any one day. I can only do lives when I'm off work. If I had a set schedule for work, you know, if I always had a Wednesday off, I could do Wednesday night lives, but unfortunately doesn't work with me. Keep your videos as they are, but throw out a daily 10. Yeah. But the scale models, I'm going to be doing those multi-part 10-15 minutes maximum. But yeah, so the way the format's probably going to go is I won't put a video out until I've completed the series, and then I'll put one out a week. But there will probably be 2 or 3 videos a week. Once the Eddie Stobart finishes, that's going over to wooden models. The ET and the Robocop are going to be running for ages. They're going to be running for at least another 20 months. One thing I found out about Fan Home, and I don't know if you already knew this. Sorry, I went too fast. Sorry, I do once I get going on that blur. Yeah, I'll explain it all on me update, but basically I'm just going to be cutting back a little bit on. I put myself under far too much pressure to get things, and all I'm doing is just postponing everything. So next build I do scale model wise, I'm not going to put the first video out until I've actually completed the last video. Then I'll put one out a week. So if I produce a 10-week series, then I've made 10 weeks worth of videos. Then I start work on the next plane. If that takes me 12 weeks to complete, then that just means you got a 2-week break. If I do it in 8 weeks, well, that means that the videos are sat there, and then there'll be a 2-week, and then I'll slap it in on the end, and then I can get on with the next one. So it's just videos that giving you watch outs, or is it both videos and shorts? So right, so to get to targets, you have to have so many watch hours or so many views on shorts. They don't combine them, it's one or the other. So I'm sitting on about 2,300 watch hours out of 3,000, and I'm also sitting on 83 views on the shorts, and I need 3 million. But Stephen Haynes has got a point here. I don't like shorts and videos under 10 minutes. I like the in-depth. Yes. So if you want to appeal to both, you have to do both. Now, I think my Lancaster does suit the Nigel's modeling bench style. But I think, like, I'm just picking up a random kit here. When I build this, I think this would suit the 10-minute style. So video 1 could be hair stage 1 and 2, and then video 2 would be hair step 3 and 4. By cutting it down to that small amount, I can go into more detail and start describing how I found the fit. Did I paint that bit wrong? Should I have done it off the sprue rather than doing it on the sprue? You know, that kind of thing. But I think there's room for both, but it's knowing when to do one and when to do the other. Dan, do you mind if I bring the stream to an end?
Yeah, you're right.
I know. Well, unless you're able to stream on your own, I don't know if you've got admin rights. But I don't. I
don't think I can at the minute.
No, I don't know how
I'm
to
ready for a
finish the
coffee.
stream.
Sorry?
I don't know how to actually finish the stream. I don't see a end stream button on here.
I've
so
got one that says leave studio, so I'm
Yeah,
only in
well-
as a guest. I'm not
Right.
sure how
See, I
to-
don't think it does. See, I think with StreamYard, if you leave the studio, I think you've got so many minutes and then it'll end the stream. So I think if we both leave the studio, I think the stream will run for a little bit and then just come to an end. I suppose I can't steal any of his videos. I haven't got access to any of his videos, so I can't play a video and then leave. But guys, I might end up mucking this up then. There we go. Bill with the boys, I agree, but for the sake of meeting the magic numbers required, 6 views of a 10-minute video banks you an hour. Keeping your videos in. Yeah, no, I totally agree with you. One of the analytics that I watch is the average number of minutes watched on a video, and it's not anywhere near the length of the video. I've got hour-long videos that have an average watch length of 4 minutes. That means that there's a lot of people, maybe people are just being nice and they're just coming in and watching the video, hitting the like button and then buggering off just to give me the view. But yeah, it's different things achieve different things. Lives can bank you the hours quite easily, as can the short videos. But I released a short video the other day and it got me 47 watch hours from a short video, because it got like 200 odd views. Whereas if I release an hour-long video, I need 47 views to get 47 hours, don't I? So, but I'll be honest with you. I don't, looking at my watch hours over the pick, because I had a big break. So before August, from 1 year ago up until August, I've got practically 0 watch hours. So I know, looking at that average, I know I've got more than pro rata 3,000 hours. I've got more than 4,000. So all I have to do is just bring out content. As if I don't change anything, I will hit the magic number. But and obviously, the more subscribers you have, the easier it is to hit those magic numbers. I mean, I can hit those magic numbers with, I think, 500-600 subs. So I'm really not bothering playing the algorithm. I'm just gonna pump out the videos as I am doing, and it'll just take care of itself. If your content is good, people will watch it. If your content is poor, you know, I could pump out 100 1-minute videos a day, and if the videos are poor, I will not hit those watch hours. So why am I wasting my time learning the algorithms when I could just be using that time to craft and make stuff and make myself happy? I know you're going to disagree with that, but I just want to get on with making stuff. Right, so Dan, it has been an absolute pleasure chatting with you tonight. I've learned a few things, and I think when I finish this stream, I'm just going to chuck my Ecto 1 in the bin, because it's no good now, is it?
Well, I'll have to make sure that this video I'm working on's up to snuff now.
Well, this is the thing.
About it.
There is people interested in what you do. You're an interesting person, and you do interesting stuff. Now, some people, you know, you can't please all the people all of the time. But yeah, I think you've got potential for good content there. But at the same time, don't get wrapped up in the YouTube thing. Do what you want to do and enjoy what you're doing. And I think we genuinely would like to see what you're doing.
Cool. Well, it's probably next day or so that, you know, and then
I'll stop you there, Dan. Do it on your own time. Yeah. If listen, some of my videos are rubbish because I've pushed myself for a timetable, and I've rushed to get the content out. And when I've looked back at it, and I'm like, I really didn't like that video. And if I don't like the videos I'm putting out, how am I expecting other people to like them? So it's been a couple of videos that I've put out in the last couple of weeks that I've really, really enjoyed. And I think that's obviously come through because people are coming back to me. And you know, from your comments, you know, I get me regular commenters, and they'll always comment on my videos, and that is extremely appreciated. But some of the other videos, I've just got loads of good comments, and I love seeing the comments from new subscribers if they leave a comment. But right, so guys, it is gone 1 a.m. in where I am, which is the UK. I really probably shouldn't have come on and streamed. I was up early this morning. I've done a day's work, and I've done not as much as I hoped to, but I've done a little bit of my tank, and that is coming along. This is my first ever tank, guys, so it isn't brilliant, but I like it. So when I finish building that, my plan, sorry, I've got hiccups again. Bear with me. That usually fixes it. So yeah, my plan for tanks is there's a couple of easy beginner friendly Tamiya ones. So I think I'll go and do a couple of those, and then maybe within 6 months I'll be doing these big complicated mini art kits. Panzer Cat, how are you? Cat can you confirm you had a delivery today? It should have come today. What I because I now know what your back door look. I assume it's your back door. I now know what your back door looks like from the delivery picture. So, but that's all I'm going to say because I don't. And I also know. Fine. Just on a. Oh, you're not home yet. Are you working? No, you can't be working. Do you work nights?
Yeah, I think he does work now.
Oh, I didn't know that. In that case, he won't know if he's had a parcel then, because he's at work. So he'll find out when he gets home. So just recap. I had a mystery parcel come today. So anyone who knows Peter Webster, one of the things that we say is be careful what you say on stream. And I got home today and there's an Amazon package through my door, totally unexpected. I've opened it and it's a packet of paper clips. And what it was the other day on a stream, I was using, there we go. I was using push pins to hold this ammunition. And I was drilled the holes in and I put push pins in. And I dropped, and I didn't drop it for scrounging reasons. I just said, I need to get myself some paper clips because it's so much easier with paper clips. And 2 days later, I've got a box of paper clips come through the post. So I will tell Peter Webster off next time. And I knew it was him because I know from the way he's typed the address into Amazon. I won't show you because I don't want to show you my address on stream, but that's another one from him ages ago. Is that the one? No, it's I won't tell you the exact way that I do it because then he'll change his way and I won't be able to tell. But the way I type, you know how you space it on the lines? He hit the address slightly differently from the way I do. And so always come and I can look at it and I go, that's from Peter Webster. Oh, so there was a package when you left for work. Okay, well, look, you can look forward to that tomorrow. I mean, you know what it is, but you haven't physically seen it. Good old Peter, he's a fantastic. Yeah, but I keep telling him, I don't want this to come out the wrong way. I earn pretty good money, and when I need something, I'll go and buy it. There's people out there that has less stuff than me and not as much means to get their own stuff. I'd much rather he bought them presents. People who are starting out in the hobby, people who can't afford to buy things, get them the stuff. And as I say, most things I've got, most things I want, I've got. So, right, Panzer says, hi, Jake. So guys, I don't know how this is going to work because it's not actually my stream. It's I've got no end stream button. So I'm going to be hitting the leave studio button and then it will either completely end the stream or it will run for a little while and then just time out. I'll just try. You guys are horrible to me. I say I'm going to finish the stream and you start using the chat more. I've got a selected bunch of viewers and they wait till the end of my stream and then they start hitting me with loads of questions so I can't finish the stream. Haunted Railway 1820 says understandable. Stephen Haynes says you're right there, Penny. I only said to Spoo I don't have a webcam. Then the next I hear is he's sending me one. But I did tell him to keep it and give it to someone that, yeah, this is it. Do you know what? Actually, I did. It's the only time I've asked him for anything. I heard him talking about cameras and I'd had a problem with my camera, which I've now actually fixed. And I said to him, I said, look, can I ask a favor? Could I have one of those webcams? And then, because my webcam at the time, it was working with the stream software, but it wasn't working with OBS. So I said to him, I said, is there any chance I could have one of those cameras? And then next time you have someone who wants a webcam, I'll send them my Logitech 920. So sorry, chat's just gone mental. So he sent me one of the camera. He actually sent me two. It's down there somewhere. It's a nice little camera. But I got my camera working, and I explained to him, I said, but actually it's a really good camera for my laptop at the hotel. But because he's given me two cameras, I said, do you mind if I give it away? And he says, you do what you want with it. It's yours. So I'm going to do a giveaway. It's you know, it's not a top of the range camera, but it's a good camera. So unless someone knows someone who wants a camera, need I won't say want a camera, I'll say need a camera. I respond better to the word need than want. I don't want people just going, yeah, I could do with another camera. I'd rather find someone that says, well, I'm thinking about making some content, but I can't afford a camera. I'll be on that one. There's your camera. Right. So hi, Stephen. Hi again, Dan. Hi, Stephen. Hi. Hey, Penny. Got to have something to do while I drink my coffee. Well, yeah. I prefer doing that when I have coffee, but I do love these biscuits. So hi Panzer, hi Panzer, hi Panzer. So you've just discovered you've just yeah, no. So you've just discovered that if you type into the StreamYard chat, it puts that comment out to all of the channels that are streaming, which is Little History, Ron's, Crafting Budgie Mama, Little History, and me. So
it's got a life of its own.
No, it's see, that's the one good thing about Melon is you've got a little option. It's by default, it says all channels, but you can choose where the destination for your chat is. So I can actually, normally I'll just leave it as it is. And if I type something, it goes out to all of the channels it's streaming to, but I could actually select Crafting Budgie Mama, type into it. It only goes out to that one. Right, guys. So I'm going to make a move. Thank you very much, Dan. I'm saying that on behalf of Little History. I'm acting like it's my stream now, aren't I? I don't mean to. So the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to hit the leave studio button. As I say, I don't know how it's going to end the stream. If it ends straight away because there's no one on it, then excellent. That's the way it's worked. But I apologize in advance if it carries on streaming with nobody on it. I'm sure it'll cut down. Or maybe Terry will wake up in the morning and his channel has got his stream is running for like 24 hours. I don't know. But you know, we'll learn. So right, guys, I am off.
And me too. So I'll say goodbye.
You say goodbye.
Where's that red button? Leave studio. Okay. Bye.
Oh. Right. Take care, guys.